Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are MC.
Royals baseball comes to you from Kauffman Stadium. It's game 2 with the Royals and the Yankees. The Bronx Bombers hit 2 home runs last night and took game 1 from the Royals 7-1. Hi everyone and welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg is coming up. Jason Vargas with his major league best ERA will take the mound for the Royals tonight. But first things first, Hud, it's a special night for all of us here at the ballpark, the Royals Charities Broadcast Auction.
And for many in the area, they're depending on you folks to become a part of our family and buy in. Because, look, it's what we can do for others through this charity, through this auction charity here that's going to make a big difference for a lot of people.
The auction started in 2010, which raised $27,000, growing to $200,000 raised in 2016. So we'll have a lot of fun with that tonight. And we should have a lot of fun watching Jason Vargas pitch tonight against the New York Yankees, who lead the American League in home runs and runs per game. He carries a 1.01 ERA into tonight's matchup. Brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. Well, the Royals made a bold statement going into this year. They felt like this was going to be the best starting rotation during this recent run. They figured Danny Duffy was going to get better, Ian Kennedy was going to get better, Jason Hamill was joining the rotation. But who could have expected what Jason Vargas has given the Royals so far?
No one except Jason. He knew what he was capable of. He's in great condition. He worked hard all while he was out with Tommy John. And then this is what he has to show. Best third. Second fewest, 10th. And the biggest number on there is 10th, and that 206 opponent average, that's outstanding. And you can't tell you how many pitchers would love to have that. He's using the defense, he's staying out of the middle of the plate, and it's been flat fun to watch. Paging Dr. Vargas.
And he's been a big leaguer for a long time. He's had success in the past, but he clearly is taking his game to another level. And when we come back, Joel Goldberg will explain how and why Jason Vargas is leading the major leagues with that tiny ERA.
Under 7.5 minutes until Jason Vargas throws that first pitch to Salvador Perez. He is walking in right now. Joel Goldberg out here in left field. With some of those wind gusts, we might see some home runs coming out this way. But Vargas has been such a good pitcher this year. So what's changed? HUD mentioned the fact that he put in all the work, and he did. He worked hard. He's in great shape. He's the fastest to come back from Tommy John in the major since 2014. But on top of all of that rehab came a lot of tweaking during last season for Vargas.
The ability to go out there, I don't know, I think I threw probably 17 to 20 bullpens before I actually even saw a live batting practice hitter. So I was able to work on a lot of different things and different aspects of the game each time out. So that way when I was able to have that opportunity, I wasn't trying to play catch up.
Can the Royals catch up to Michael Pineda tonight? They did exactly that last year twice, but he's on quite a roll himself. More coming up from Kauffman Stadium.
By the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Ram, test drive a Ram truck at the Ram Drive and Discover sales event going on now. New York Yankees scored 5 early last night and took game 1 7-1. But even with that setback, the Royals have still won 6 of their last 8. Jason Vargas for the Royals, Michael Pineda for the Yankees. The first pitch is next. Windy day in Kansas City today. The wind has died down some, but it's still going to be a factor. It has shifted from last night, blowing out to left, and now it's going to favor balls hit in the air to right field. Here's the Yankees lineup tonight, and manager Joe Girardi is going with the exact same lineup that he used last night. The Yankees ended up with 7 runs on 13 hits and 2 home runs to take game 1 7-1. Tonight, those Yankees face a pitcher with a 1.01 ERA.
That's right, and he's a 10-year veteran, so there's some players on their ball club that have seen him before, but there's also some young players that haven't. Regardless, young or old, they're going to get a handful of Vargas tonight. That opponent average 206. That's excellent. That's 10th best in out of a pitcher's opponent average. And let me just tell you too, that when he's on his game, he's using his defense, and there's very, very few balls in the middle of the plate. He scalpels the corners. He's a lot of fun to watch. Quick tempo. He's good.
Brett Gardner swings to the first pitch and fouls it right over our heads. Hud had a good read, but it was unplayable.
Yep. Don't have those long arms.
And now he slaps it to left field. And for Gardner, that's his first hit of the series. He was as hot as any player in the league going into last night, but the Royals held him to 0 for 4 with a walk.
Forward around the horn defense. We'll show you. This ball club is one of the best fielding teams there are in baseball. A lot of Gold Glovers out there. Some already wear the gold. Some haven't gotten one yet. Moose, Kane, I see him getting one. Esky's got one. Haas has a few. Salvi's got 4. Alex has 4. Soler, he's learning the position on the fly. Fun to watch. Vargas will pitch to that defense. And any Royals pitcher, most of them all do. They get it. They pitch to contact.
Gary Sanchez had 2 hits, including a 3-run home run last night. That was in the 3rd inning, giving the Yankees a 3-0 lead. They added 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th. We'll be periodically checking in with Royals Vice President Toby Cook out in the Royals Hall of Fame for updates on the broadcast auction. But while we're covering the game, at the bottom of your screen you can see the updated highest bids on each item, and we'll get into more detail with each item. Two balls and 1 strike. And we mentioned that the wind is still a factor, so our guys out in center field are doing the best they can to lock down those cameras and keep them as steady as they can for you. But you got the combination of the wind blowing up water from the fountains in front of the lens, and the wind trying to move the lens from right to left. That is a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Sanchez. So one of the hardest jobs here at Kauffman Stadium tonight is working the camera.
That's right, keeping the lens clean too. Vargas taking his time. Once he gets locked in, his tempo will pick up. When the runner gets on, and by the way, that swing by Brett Gardner was beautiful. That's exactly how you handle a breaking ball from a lefty. You wait and you just go ahead and stroke it out to left field. Textbook.
That's hit to the gap. Kane got a good jump. The ball just kind of died on him out there. It didn't carry to the gap. And Kane made it look a little easier than it actually was.
Best center fielder without a Gold Glove in the history, in my opinion. He gets to anything and everything if it's got any air under it at all. Takes perfect routes. He's got a nice throwing arm. Doesn't overdo it. He's learned how to control his momentum as he gets to the wall. He's not crashing and burning anymore. He's right where he should be. Gardner will run. He's 5 for 5. Steals.
Matt Holliday drove in one of the Yankees' 7 runs last night. Gardner will run. So will many of the Yankees. Our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. The Yankees had a couple of stolen bases in last night's game. They have the 2nd most in the American League and the highest success rate. A little over 85% of their stolen base attempts. They've been successful.
Yeah, Chase Headley's 5 for 5. Aaron Hicks, he's got 6 bags, been caught twice. Aaron Judge has 3.
One and one.
I've never known a baseball player to just put his jersey on with no t-shirt. You got no t-shirt on. Sometimes it'll rub you. You know, it's a different material. It's polyester or whatever. I don't know what the material is exactly, but it scratches your skin. But he don't wear it. I asked him before the game today. I saw him. I said, "You don't wear a t-shirt underneath your jersey?" No. That's all I said. Okay. Thank you. Nice talking to you. Have a good day. I didn't ask why.
Good pitch over the inside.
That's right where you want to pitch him. Tie him up. Yeah, he didn't want it in there. He wants to get it out front and get extension. He's on the dish as it is. Yeah, Vargas will take that.
Three and two. Missed with a breaking ball. That's a pitch he's been throwing a lot more in his last two starts. Throwing that pitch about 20% of the time in his last two. Really making him a true three-pitch pitcher. Gets his first strikeout with the breaking ball, and there are two down.
But you notice how careful Vargas is. He's like a surgeon. That's why I call him the doctor. He's very, very patient. He scalpels the dish inside, outside. He does everything to keep it out. He didn't make a mistake up. If you leave it up, that guy will hit one in the seats and the fountains maybe. There's his pitch breakdown. Right at 50% fastballs, changeups, and curves. He's got to be able to mix them all. He can't stay on the fastball because it's not overpowering. He might go 88 tops with that pitch. He's going to live more like 86, 87. Good swing.
Castro hits it hard. Soler.
Man.
It will sail over his head. Gardner's going to be waved home. And he is in there on the double by Starlin Castro.
Boy, that swing off the bat. Man, oh man. He let that ball travel. And he put a great opposite, powerful swing to the opposite field. You could tell when he hit it, that ball was charged. With both hands on the bat, he stuck it. And you knew. And Soler, there's two outs. Gardner's running regardless. Soler put his glove up to kind of trick the runner. There's two outs. He ain't tricking nobody. And that ball was driven.
He's been getting a lot of big hits for the Yankees. Our Kubota power stats: batting average third in the league, tied for the most hits in the league, and the third most runs scored. Tied for the most multi-hit games, and he had 2 hits last night.
Both hits by Yankees is exactly how you hit Jason Vargas. You wait and go to the opposite field. Vargas loves guys who try to pull him. He feeds off of that.
0-2 on Aaron Judge, who had a pair of singles last night. 14 home runs, tied for the league lead. Changeup fades outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good spot. You either pound him in hard, inside, don't miss. Whatever you do, don't miss. Or go soft away like Vargas just tried there. And you might could try to elevate on him. Get above those letters, though. Beautiful.
Vargas strikes out 2, but the Yankees end his consecutive inning scoreless streak at 15. Royals coming up against Michael Pineda when we come back. Off again. The Royals have won 6 of 8 since Ned Yost put him back at the top of the batting order. It was a tough offensive night for the Royals last night, as they did not score until the 9th inning against Jonathan Holder. Tonight, they'll make the transition, going from a finesse lefty to a power righty in Michael Pineda.
Yeah, one good thing though, he likes to throw strikes. You see those walks, just 6 and 41 to third. Man, oh man, this is the kind of pitcher that the Royals love. They're an aggressive swinging team. Recently, they've come out of their offensive funk because they're hitting their pitches and they're not swinging as wildly as they did the first month. But Pineda's the kind of guy that they can get to, and they have before. A little shocked that Escobar didn't swing at that ball right down the middle of the plate first pitch.
He did last night. First pitch thrown by CC Sabathia in the bottom of the first, and hit a laser beam to the third baseman Headley. One and two.
Royals know him. Pineda has an 8.49 ERA in 2 starts against him. Now fastball, slider, changeup. Okay, same 3 mix of pitches that everybody else throws basically. Oh,
still got the out.
Ooh, hey now. Look, sometimes you'll catch a cleat. Very rarely do you see a big leaguer do that, but it happens. Okay. Yep. Got the feet mixed up. Carter, excellent job of picking and staying with that ball, and he's out. We'll show you the Yankees defense, and Aaron Hicks starts in left, center, and right. He's a good athlete. You need guys that can play multiple positions in this modern game in case somebody goes down.
Got in on Moustakas just enough to keep him in the ballpark. Judge makes a play in right field, 2 down. Sabathia had a very quick bottom of the first inning last night. 3 outs on just 8 pitches, and now Pineda, the strike thrower, has 2 outs on 5 pitches. And now Lorenzo Cain, 0 for 4 last night. Fastball at 94.
And that's really what a pitcher wants to do. The sooner he can retire the batter, the less pitches he uses, longer he stays in the game. But a lot of pitchers have a hard time, especially early in the game. Early, they're trying to find out what pitches work for them. Some, have struggled in the first inning, some don't. Pineda, in his first innings this year, he's allowed a 6.43 ERA with 4 homers. Get him.
Little bloop. Down for a base hit. Cain is on with 2 outs.
It's a low Cain triangle. Haven't seen him hit that in a while. Once he starts hitting that, that means he's going to heat up. See, 4-seamer? He had the 4 seams across the 2 fingers. That ball is designed to stay straight. Now he hit it off the end of the bat, but I like the lean back. I like the form there.
Eric Hosmer with a runner at first, 2 down. 1 for 4 with a double last night. Cain runs, and he is in there. Stolen base number 11 for Lorenzo Cain.
I mean, great takeaway, great start. Watch him, he got a tremendous jump. Sanchez is an excellent catch and throw guy. You can see him come right up there and give the shortstop Gregorius an excellent throw, but Locaine beat it. You don't steal on the catcher, you steal off the pitcher.
Now Lorenzo leads the American League in stolen bases. 1-0 on Hosmer. Took something off of it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Base stealers are 4 for 6 against Pineda this season. That might be a game plan of Ned Yost and Rusty Kuntz. Haas been picking it up, knocking in some runs with runners in scoring position, hitting .243. It's a lot of the Royals hitters have been under the 200 mark early this season with runners in scoring position. It's getting better. But you do that by just shortening it up a little bit, put the ball in, find a hole, put it in play somewhere.
2-1.
There's some 94 there, but his is going to average about 92, 93. Slider's his best pitch when he needs it. But with 2 outs in risk, look at those numbers. That's a lot better. That's a situation right here.
Skips away, and a wild pitch gets Kane to third.
Pineda knows how strong Haas is and how if he misses over the plate he's going to pay for it, and it just fell short. Sanchez couldn't quite keep it in front, but another one of those could cost him a run. Lorenzo could tie the game on a little bouncer anywhere outside of the dirt area. Three and 1. If he doesn't get a pitch he likes, pass it on to Salvador, who's got some good numbers against Pineda.
Got him to chase a slider, and Pineda gets out of it. Royals strand Kane to third base. We'll talk Royals Charities broadcast auction when we come back. With the Yankees in front 1-0. All right, item number 1. Dinner with George Brett, as well as former Royals player, manager, broadcaster John Wathen, and longtime Major League catcher Jason Kendall. 1 pitch, 1 out for Vargas as Headley fouls out to Hosmer. A private dinner for you and 3 others at the Capitol Grill on the Plaza with George, Duke, Jason Kendall. Dinner and drinks and endless stories.
It's an incredible opportunity. I had that privilege with my family 6 years ago when I got here to meet George and his family, and it's priceless. And fortunately, didn't have to pay for anything. But I can tell you what an honor it was to be with them and to hear the stories directly from him. But I can't imagine being with the other characters that are with him there. Jason Kendall and John Wathan, Duke, all these guys. This is going to be great. It was, you know, just wonderful opportunity. Capitol Grill, one of the best places to eat in all of Kansas City.
And with the Yankees here in town, be some great, if you know Royals history, some great Royals-Yankees matchups in the regular season, postseason. George's big hit in the 1980 ALCS to finally get the Royals past the Yankees. The Pine Tar game. The fight with Craig Nettles at third base. Soler comes up and makes a play in right field. You can ask him questions about all those games and others. Let's go out to the Hall of Fame, and here's Royals Vice President Toby Cook. Hi, Toby.
Hello, Ryan. Hey, Rex. Thanks for letting us do this again. We are going to be in the Royals Hall of Fame to show the tote board throughout the night, and that George Brett dinner you were talking about. We have a $2,900 bid, $5,000 for the suite with Salvi meet and greet that we'll talk about in the bottom of the inning. And one of the great items we have for tonight, a pregame bat boy for a day. We've got a $1,250 bid, and we're going to see that sucker going up pretty good tonight in the broadcast auction.
Well, you're right about that. When we start giving you some of the details on the bat boy for a day, brand new item. We've never had it before. And also the road trip with the Royals to Dodger Stadium. So we have a lot of great items this year, as we do every year. Unique items, which we've never had before. Here's the Royals bat boy tonight. Actually, ball boy. He's ready to bring out some new baseballs to the home plate umpire. Two balls and one strike on Aaron Hicks. I gave you a bad lineup when we showed the Yankees in the top of the first inning. We said the same lineup as last night. Hicks is in center field instead of Ellsbury. Two balls, two strikes on Aaron Hicks. One of my favorite Royals Yankees highlights, along with Hal McRae taking out Willie Randolph, is George and Craig Nettles at third base in a playoff game, which resulted in a brawl, and nobody got thrown out of the game.
Nice pitch.
Fastball gets hits looking, and that's 3 strikeouts for Vargas in his first 2 innings. Yankees lead 1-0. Yankees to the bottom of the second. Salvador Perez will lead off, and he is the subject, Toby Cook, of One of the new items for the broadcast auction tonight.
Yeah, Ryan, this is good timing as he leads off this inning because we have a meet and greet and an opportunity to watch a game and batting practice from a suite as a part of our Royals Charities broadcast auction. I have a $5,000 bid on it right now. Here's what it entails. Up to 20 people who can go into this suite, and then during the batting practice in the day, they'll have an opportunity to meet and talk to Salvador Perez, who is about as fun to talk to as anyone. He's not only known for the Salvi splash, but he's never met a neighbor, and he makes people feel like $1 million. We have food and beverage included in this suite package, 4 parking passes, an opportunity for a meet and greet with Salvador Perez. Guys, you know what he's like. Just today, we had a young lady with disabilities down in the Royals dugout, and her dream was to meet him. He made her feel like $1 million. He'll do the same with this item.
Wow, Toby, way to go, man.
Well,
you know what? It's about giving back.
That's a heck of a bid, $5,000.
Man.
But that's also a bargain too. I mean, that's $250 per person to be in a suite with a parking pass, food, beverages, and the private meet and greet with Salvador Perez.
Oh, I'll tell you. Now, as locked in as he is right now, if Pineda makes a mistake, all those kind words and truthful words that Toby Cook just said about Salvi doesn't take him deep. If he makes a mistake, it's off the end of the bat. Doggone it. Good try, though.
One down in the second inning. Let's go to Joel.
Well, I want to echo what Toby said. It's certainly you two see every single day. Salvador Perez, as far as a personality, is everything that you think he is. The personality is as big as that frame. And while he's a little bit disappointed he didn't get more on that connection there off the end of the bat, he is fun. He does make everybody feel good around him. He's also a prankster. I don't know if he'll get into the Gatorade bucket or not with whoever wins this thing, but a pretty good chance that if you ask him for a splash or something with the Gatorade bucket, he might help you out with that too. He's a man of the people, loves to make people smile and laugh. I would say too, pretty often that you see him taking selfies with people and pictures, so you're going to get some really good keepsakes and memories with this one.
Oh, are you kidding me, Joel? It's priceless. I mean, you can't put a price on it to get a chance to be with a superstar like him.
Castro, who's already driven in a run, now has the best defensive play of the game, running down that broken bat one hopper from his former Cubs teammate.
Yeah, you know, he hit it off the end of the bat, but still showed some range that Castro still has. And you know what? He's not an old man, even though he's got a lot of service time already. Playing second base is much easier than playing shortstop. The throw is nothing like it is over there on the other side of the diamond. So really, it's a bonus for him to go to New York and play second.
Brandon Moss with 2 down. Out of the lineup last night.
You know, Starlin Castro is in his 7th year as a big leaguer, and he's only 27. That's incredible. You don't see numbers like that from a 27-year-old.
He made an impact right away with the Cubs at a very young age. An all-star at 21 years old back in 2011. He led the National League in hits that year. Youngest in National League history to lead the league in hits. Shallow left center. Gregorius out. Gardner in from left. And the Royals are down in order in the bottom of the second. Royals and the Yankees tonight. Tomorrow night, the series wraps up on FS1. And coverage begins at 6 o'clock with Kevin Burkhardt, Alex Rodriguez, and our special guest in the booth, Ken Rosenthal. After this pitch to Chris Carter. Up and away, ball one. Thanks for dropping by.
Oh, pleasure. How you guys doing?
You have some great postseason memories here, don't you?
I do. Tremendous postseason memories here. Giordano being maybe the main one, and of course Game 7. But that was, well, those were two special nights, to say the least.
It's you know, the afterglow of that is still here, in that, you know, the fans are just so in love with this team, and I'm trying to think, the farther we get away from it, the more I think we'll see the historical perspective of what the Royals accomplished. I mean, it, to me, and I'm going to be biased because I lived through some of the dark years here, but the turnaround, I mean, it's got to be one of the best baseball turnaround stories in the last 25 years at least, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I was talking to some people here tonight, some friends, and they were recounting how bad the team was for a while. And frankly, it's easy to say now, but it makes it that much sweeter to experience what the Royals experienced in those 2 years. And you're right, the glow, that will never be forgotten. These players will come and go, we all know that, but Hosmer will always be special here. Moustakas will always be special here. Kane, the whole group. Wade Davis. And it just speaks to what they built and what Dayton Moore built, and it really was unique and is unique.
Rosie, but this is only my 6th year here. The things I remember are the special, classy things that the organization does. The Giants won in 14. They beat us here. They turned the fountains orange as an outward congratulations. You guys beat us fair and square. I mean, you know, those are things that a lot of organizations don't even think of. And
well,
so
that's true, Rex.
They do it the right way here.
That's true.
They take care of their people.
I will say this. I don't live here. I don't cover the team daily, but the players, almost to a man, speak of Dayton Moore with reverence. Now, Rex, you played. You don't often speak of your general manager with reverence. It's not the way it goes in this game.
Or you don't say anything.
Or you don't say anything, right. And I was just talking to Duffy today about this, and he was saying that he respects Dayton, thinks he's a man of integrity, and that all of that does permeate throughout an organization. There's no question about it. And listen, Dayton Moore's a general manager. He's going to make moves we like, moves we don't like, moves that work out, moves that don't work out. But those bonds and all of that, and the way they handle tragedy here, well, it speaks volumes.
Since we don't know how long we're going to have you in the booth, let's dive right into some baseball topics right here. Okay. I'm looking at the standings here, and I want to get your thoughts on some of the teams that are playing well that may be classified as a surprise. And of course, every time we have a guest in the booth, it flies right by. 2 down in the 3rd inning. Yankees, I guess, would be a surprise, right? Okay. Minnesota, maybe to this point. And are the Astros ever going to lose a game the rest of this year?
They will, but they're good. And the Yankees just got done with them, and their people were very impressed, and rightly so. It's a complete team, and with McCann and Beltran and Reddick, they added some adults in the room, which they were lacking. They needed more of a balance there with some veteran leadership, for lack of a better term. They have that. They have top of the rotation, 2 terrific pitchers, Keuchel and McCullers, and the bullpen is lights out. Now, I wrote about this today, actually. They're still looking for another starting pitcher. They may also want to get a left-handed reliever. They're not, like every team, they're not perfect, but they are right now the class of the league, and I expect that to continue. That's not a fluke.
So do you think that it was a maturity issue last year as a group, which resulted in them suffering a backslide last year? Or part of the problem?
I don't know that I would go that far.
Okay.
I don't know that it was a problem. The way I see it, it benefits a Correa, even an Altuve who's more established, to have Carlos Beltran, a guy who is basically a second hitting coach, someone who has seen it all, someone who just has a tremendous perspective about the game. Brian McCann is much the same way. Not necessarily the hitting coach part of it, but he's someone that pitchers really like throwing to. And Reddick's simply a good veteran player. It just helps the balance. And it's something that they lacked and needed.
When Marisnik threw out the runner at home, and McCann put the tag on him. You saw McCann with an unbridled joy, like, yeah, guys, right here's what we do. You're right. You got to have veteran leadership.
This is where we wish we had 7 outs in an inning.
You want me to stay
Never
one more
works
half?
out of the way. Can you?
Yes.
Okay. 1-0 Yankees. Christian Priest, and serves as the executive director of Reconciliation Services, a nonprofit whose mission is to cultivate a community seeking reconciliation to transform Troost from a dividing line into a gathering place. Last year, Father Justin led the team that served over 15,000 meals to the hungry, helped 300 families stay in housing, and provided 1,200 hours of therapy to those who needed it. And he is sitting in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat at tonight's game.
Rosie, this is another reason that Kansas City is very special. To have Buck O'Neil in his legacy seat, and no one has ever not showed up for that seat, by the way. It's an honor for people in the community here, and we love them every night.
Well, and of course the Negro Leagues Museum. Something else that's really special.
There's another
about
gem
this town.
here.
Absolutely.
Whit Merrifield leads off against Michael Pineda. 1-0 Yankees. And a ground ball out to Gregorius. And there is one away. I thought, and I wonder what's going to happen this year, Ken, when we start approaching the trading deadline, which, you know, involve, you know, whatever teams. The New York Yankees, of all teams last year, didn't quite sell the farm, but they sold a lot. And there seems to be this emphasis, a re-emphasis now on building from within, even at the very top, as opposed to, you know, fixing your problems through free agency.
Well, they're going to do that too.
Right.
That's coming.
They got a lot more ability to do that now.
Yes. What they did was brilliant. And one of the unsung things about their moves was they didn't totally take it apart. They brought in Tyler Clippard. They brought in Adam Warren in the Chapman deal. And Clippard was a separate trade. So they supplemented their bullpen while, of course, bringing all these prospects as well. So they're in a really good spot right now. We haven't even seen the prospects they've traded for. Aaron Judge is a homegrown guy. Gary Sanchez is a homegrown guy. They're in a good position right now. They do need more pitching. It's going to be an issue. It's something of an issue right now. But the guy right there, Mr. Judge, pretty athletic for 6'8", 280.
No question.
He could play across the parking lot.
He could.
Without a doubt. You know, I talked to his college baseball coach, Mike Batesall, Fresno State Bulldog. I talked to him yesterday because I knew they were coming to town, and I'm from Fresno, so I have a little tender spot in my heart. This kid here, he told me that they had a 5-on-5 football drill out in center field one day after practice, and it was a touch game, and none of his teammates could even touch him. They couldn't get a handle on him. He's so quick, he was fast, he was agile, he could move, and it just talks to his athleticism. But he told me he's a very tender-hearted good guy. But also, he said on the other side, he's got a mean streak. We've seen that here during his 3 years at Fresno State. So once they start messing with him, maybe, you know, he gets hit or brushed back, you know, there's a nastier side to him than he's shown so far.
Well, I wrote a long story about him about a week and a half ago, and I talked to Coach Batesall as well. Yep. Told me the same story about how he was like Barry Sanders out there in the 5-on-5.
Okay.
But the thing that caused me to write that story, compelled me to write it, was some Yankee people saying early in the season, this kid has Derek Jeter makeup. Now, that is not a small statement. That is about as high a compliment as you can pay a player. And what it means is he has that perfect competitive demeanor. Never too high, never too low. Comes to the park each day, head high, regardless of what's going on. That alone is unique. Then you bring the physical part of it in. And he was a bit of a risk as a draft pick. He went 32nd overall. A bit of a risk because there's not a great history of players that size succeeding. There's not a great history of players even being in the big leagues who are that size. But between the makeup and the athleticism, the Yankees believed, and correctly as it turned out, he could do it.
Escobar with a runner at first, one out. I want to stay on some baseball topics with you. How about in the National League? What about the Colorado Rockies? We're rooting for Bud Black here in Kansas City.
Absolutely, everybody's rooting for Bud Black. Every year I get sucked into the Rockies. I pick them higher than they deserve. And every year I get burned. So this year, Rex, I said, no way. They're not sucking me in this year.
Right.
And I was fearful of their young pitching. I thought they were too young in that rotation. And they had 2 young catchers as well. Turns out, so far so good. They're really not even hitting the way they normally do. And they've pitched great. And maybe Bud Black is really the first pitching-oriented manager they had, or have had, is the right choice and was the right kind of guy all along. It's great to see.
I've got a loaded question for you here. If Escobar will cooperate, and he will. Of the teams that have been disappointing so far, the Blue Jays, the Royals, I won't say the Cubs at this point, they're 500. The Giants, who is going to be a surprise in the second half and get back into it?
I would throw the Mets and Rangers
in those Mets and Rangers. Good point.
The Jays certainly have a chance to come back. The Rangers look like they're already coming back. So if they get Hamels back in the second half, it's like making a trade, to use the cliche, and they should be in pretty good shape. They're still without Beltre. The Jays just have so much talent. You would expect that they're going to eventually play better. I'm not sure about the Mets. I'm not sure about the Giants. And it's going to be a really interesting deadline because in addition to the teams that we expect will sell, just for instance the rebuilding clubs with their veterans, and maybe teams like the Royals.
Say it quickly.
Unexpected sellers.
The Royals will take a quick look at this and I'll give you a chance to finish your thought.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's just going to be a few teams that are in sell mode that maybe we didn't expect. The Giants look like they're going to be obvious sellers. So the deadline is always interesting, and the Royals are sitting here. They have to make their decision what they want to do. And I think this year will be especially fascinating because of all the different dynamics in play, the new rules with the qualifying offer. All of these things come into it.
Thanks for your time. Always fascinating talking to you.
You're pumping us up,
Good
man.
to see you, Roach.
See you on the broadcast tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
4th inning, and we show you Eric Hosmer because how about girls' night out with Eric Hosmer? Now we have to clarify on the exact emphasis of the words in that sentence.
Okay.
It's not girls' night out with Eric Hosmer joining you for girls' night out. It's girls' night out with an opportunity to meet Eric Hosmer.
Thank you.
So if the
that.
ladies think that they're going to be out on Westport all night and Eric Hosmer is going to be tagging along, it's not that kind of girls' night out with Eric Hosmer. I don't know if there's a bank in town who could handle how much that would cost. It's girls' night out here at Kauffman Stadium, which is a great annual event here at the ballpark, and you'll get a chance to meet Eric Hosmer. Stockis makes a play in foul territory. Let's go out to Toby Cook. Did I get that right, Toby?
You got it exactly right. True story, Ryan and Rex. The very first time we did Girls Night Out, we had former Royal David DeJesus out there. And that went about as well as you expect it would. So Eric Hosmer is not venturing into the Girls Night Out outfield experience. But if you're coming to Girls Night Out, you can bid on this item and then you can have a meet and greet with him. And so far, the Girls Night Out with Eric Hosmer, $5,000. Thank you to our bidder who bid on that one. Cake with Kane doing well at $3,500. Our pregame bat boy for a day. We'll give you more information on that coming up. But big thanks to both Eric Hosmer and Salvador Perez with this meet and greet at now $10,000. George Brett with the George Brett dinner. Man, we can't raise this money without these players and current players kicking in their time. And it's really, really fun to match them up with the fans. I know that there are a lot of ladies who are interested in getting a chance to meet the catcher and the first baseman. You'll have a chance to if you are the highest bidder tonight at the Royals broadcast auction.
Well, and great other items there, Toby, that we didn't even mention. I mean, it's one thing to just come out and have a good time with your girlfriends, and girls' night out is a blast for the ladies. The Royals do a great job compared to other girls' night out events around Major League Baseball. But batting practice passes, I mean, Hud.
Oh, man.
We see fans, their eyes are as big as the moon when they get to go on the field and watch the Royals take batting practice.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Now, the players are used to people every single game, every day, no matter where we go. They're seeing fans now. They bring them on the field. So if you get that chance, all you have to do to get an autograph is to say, "Excuse me, Mr. Hosmer, would you come sign my ball?" If you use your manners and you use the right words, they'll come over and they'll sign balls for you. And if you're too shy and you miss that opportunity, shame on you. You got to use your manners and you'll get an autograph.
Kane started back and turned it into a sliding attempt. And now he's grabbing his left arm as the ball flings away. And Castro has his second double of the game. Well, you come sliding in on the glove hand like that. The wrist is vulnerable. The elbow is vulnerable. The thumb, the shoulder. He has bent that hand backward. And thankfully, he's all right.
He got a late break. He started back and then came in. We've seen it before. It happens when you're an outfielder. Sometimes you're not sure how to read it. And he just barely had it, but he didn't have enough to stay underneath it and bring it home. Castro's hot.
So Aaron Judge with a runner at second base and one out. And now Kia puts us in the driver's seat. Here are two of the WAR leaders in the major leagues, not just the American League. Wins above replacement, which tries to measure the impact one player has on its team's victories. So Aaron Judge and Jason Vargas, by themselves, their performances alone, which of course you can't play the game alone, but their impact alone is worth 2.5 of their team's wins this year.
And if you want to see a real professional pitch around somebody, you're seeing it right here.
Change up on 3-0.
Okay, now
that's taking nothing for granted.
Nope, but you know the other three pitches were nowhere near the plate. He got one there. Now I would expect Vargas to make him swing off of the plate here. Certainly don't want to give him anything that he can get his bat on.
3-2.
The changeup out of the same arm speed as the fastball is one of the biggest foolers there are for a batter. Changing speeds. Careful.
Judge takes a walk, and that's the first allowed by Vargas. 2 on and 1 out. We should also point out, as we're talking about these high-priced items, there are a lot of other items up for auction tonight that also will help Royals charities, like the $49 ticket packages, which is a $140 value. 4 view level reserve box tickets to select games. A game against the Tigers at the end of this month, a game against the Astros. We were just talking with Ken Rosenthal about how good the Astros are in June, and then the White Sox in July. Fouled away by Headley. So 4 view level reserve box tickets, a parking pass, and an autographed photo for just $49. The photo, the parking pass, and 1 ticket for $49 would be a good deal, but this is 4 tickets for $49 with a parking pass and an autographed photo.
You know, you can put Danny Duffy in the same league personality-wise as Salvi. His heart is every bit as big as Salvi, and all he wants to do is make somebody else happy. It's great to see his mom and dad here today. Deanna Duffy was behind the batting practice screen. I recognized her. I never have really met her, but I've seen her before. She had her glasses on and a hat, and I went right over to her and I gave away her cover. I told the fans around here, guys, you're getting the wrong picture from the wrong guy brought my picture. That's Danny Duffy's mom. And they all went, really? And I hugged her, and she said how she watches. Now that seat is open. Mr. Duffy, she must be not there right now, but that's Mr. Duffy. And he said, I saw you hug my wife. And I said, yes, sir, give me your neck. I'm going to hug yours just as big. And I congratulated both of those parents, because when you see a kid like Danny Duffy or Salvador Perez, you know that their upbringing was special. So to congratulate a parent for the hard job it is and the tough job of parenting made me feel good, and it probably made him feel good too.
He is much more relaxed now than he will be tomorrow night when his son will be on the mound.
Too bad Deanna's not here, or is not sitting up there right now.
Two on, 2 out, and now Didi Gregorius, who's done well against left-hand pitching this year. So you like the matchup from the Royals side, lefty-lefty, but he is not an easy out against left-hand pitchers. Gregorius flied out to right field in the 2nd inning.
It's a big spot here for Vargas.
That'll be out of play.
And that big curveball, he's already thrown it to him twice. Don't throw it to him anymore, because he just did that. If you throw him another one and it's not where you want it, he'll take you deep. So don't hang that again. That's it for that pitch. Now work him away.
We were talking about his curveball in the 1st inning and how much he's using that pitch more than in the past. He's thrown 18 already tonight. Fastball down and away, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good pitch there. Let's keep the heater down there. It's a good spot. Hey.
2-2.
Salvi hadn't called for the big curve, and if you do it here, throw the curve in this count now 2-2. Make sure you throw it down, keep it down and away from him. When you're a left-handed batter and a left-handed pitcher's coming and he starts that curveball up around the back of your neck as a release point, you see it, it's going to be up. You got plenty of time to wait on it.
Ooh. Stroke to right field. One hop to Soler. Here comes Castro. And Soler's throw is a little late. So Gregorius gets another hit against a left-hand pitcher. Castro has driven in a run. Now he's scored a run, and the Yankees lead 2-0. And Aaron Judge went first to third.
He was looking for it. There it is. See, it's too much to the plate. It stayed up, and he was able to hit it. Now sometimes, you know, you make good contact, you ground it out to the first baseman or the second baseman, and it was a good pitch and you got him out, but it's one too many curveballs to him, my opinion.
Strike to Aaron Hicks. Now allowing 2 runs in 4 innings is far from getting lit up. But for Jason Vargas, tonight is his 8th start, and this is just the 2nd time he's allowed 2 or more runs in a start.
Amazing.
In 6 of his first 7 starts, he allowed 1 run or 0 runs. Aaron Hicks was called out on strikes first time up, and now a couple of high strikes, and the count is 1-2.
You know, for a hitter, you don't want that pitch there, because that pitch there at that velocity, you can't hit it out of the park here. Most of the guys can, and you're gonna look more down and away so you can put the ball in play out there. That pitch there's a pop-up pitch.
2-2. Salvi wants to try and put him away with a changeup. Out in front. How far out in front? Not far enough. That is inside the foul pole, and Aaron Hicks has hit a 3-run home run. It looked like the speed of the pitch fooled Hicks, but the height of the pitch benefited Aaron Hicks.
Yep, and it was a booty knock homer, basically. See how he's out front? He took his top hand off. He was off balance, but it was elevated enough. And when you catch the back underside of the ball, that spin, ball will carry. And that's all it took. Royals got to score to win anyway. Just the 2nd home run Vargas has given up. Both of them were 2 righties.
And it's the 2nd time in the first 2 games of the series the Yankees have had a 5-0 lead in the 4th inning. Two and 2 on Carter, who fouled out to Hosmer in the 3rd inning. And that will make its way into center field. So Carter at first with 2 down, and now the Yankees begin their 3rd turn through the order.
The ball was way out there. And he just tried to do that. He just put the bat on it. It's amazing when when you're going bad. When you're going bad up there, you don't have any good luck at all. You can't get by a hit like that. And sometimes you just put the ball in play and it finds a hole. This game will drive you crazy if you let it.
All 4 runs in this inning with 2 outs. All 5 runs for the Yankees tonight have come with 2 outs. And now Gardner, the Yankees leadoff man, batting for the 3rd time in 4 innings. He singled to open the game, and then with 2 outs, Castro doubled him home. Gardner's 1 for 2. Jason Vargas, in his first 7 starts, allowed 5 earned runs total. And now the Yankees have 5 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings tonight.
It's going to happen.
One and 2.
No one goes unscathed in this game. Now you can go on a nice run like Vargas been on, and his next outing he could very well get right back on that run again. But eventually, at some point, somebody's going to get you. That's just how this game is at this level.
That's a fair ball. Carter will be waved home, and the throw misses everybody. And the Yankees have scored 5 in the 4th inning. If that first throw from Soler hits Merrifield, the Royals have a chance for an out at the plate.
Yep, you've got to hit the cutoff man. Hanging curve again. And that's twice in this inning that he got beat on curves. The one that Gregorius hit was a little bit further down, but it's still. Now, Soler just airmailed the throw, and it was off the line. You really got to pick up the cutoff man if you want to be good at the relay throws, and the Royals typically are. Soler, he's learning. They're teaching him the game up here. Last night, getting thrown out 5 runs down. Those are all mistakes that you learn in A-ball. And when I went back to the dugout, the manager would pull me over here and said, "Hey, kid, you don't make those mistakes up here. You don't. When you're down by that many runs, you stay at first base. You just have to learn the game." And same thing. That's an elementary play out there off the wall. Hit the cutoff man. So this is what you're going to do, because a lot of teams are developing, not just us. There's a few players around the league that are being developed up here at this level. So you have to be patient with that. Players don't spend a long time in the minors anymore.
And as much as it hurts, you need moments like this in a game where it stings a little more than when you're taking infield and nobody's in the crowd and there are no base runners and you miss the cutoff man.
Yeah. No, this is how you learn. Steele, pull him aside and do some more chalkboard work with him. But what you don't want to do is berate your young player to where now you beat him down and he's afraid to make mistakes. You can't play baseball that way. So you have to be able to communicate in a way that he's going to get it. And Vargas getting a little bit out of his norm here.
I remember it was my first day at spring training this year, and the Royals were taking infield practice on one of the back fields, and Soler has a strong arm, and they were working on throws from right field to third base, and he made an impressive throw from right field to Mike Moustakas on the fly, but he overshot the cutoff man. And before that ball even got to third base, you could hear everyone on the field going, "Whoa, hey, hey." almost as if that's not how we do things here. I know it's spring training and there's nothing on the line and there are no base runners, but I don't know how many times I've seen the guys working out on the backfields in spring training and taking infield, but it was just a reminder of how important defense is to this team. And even when you're just working on outfield drills, that stood out.
Yeah.
Because that's not the way the Royals practice it. And like you said, he'll figure that out, but it hurts a lot more in the game than it does on the backfields.
It does.
Matt Holliday has the distinction perhaps of being that guy who makes the first and the last out in the same inning, which, if it happens, is not a good deal for that guy, but it's usually a good thing for your team. If you get a chance to bat twice in one inning.
That's right.
And the Yankees have scored 5 here in the 4th. And he is that guy. But the Yankees get a 3-run home run from Aaron Hicks with 2 outs, and they score 5 in the 4th. $1,000 suite with Salvi, 10 grand. Girls night out with Eric Hosmer, $6,200. The LA road trip, the Bat Boy for a day. We'll get to those a little bit later, but right now we're going to talk about the trophy party in the Royals Hall of Fame with
We got to get that number up there.
Of the Royals Hall of Fame, Kurt Nelson, who was the
chaperone.
I was going to say the special. I don't want to use the word advisor. Let's just
traveling companion.
Special traveling companion of the World Series trophy all of last year.
I've logged more miles with her than anybody in the rest of my life.
So it is a female.
Her name's Ruth. Yeah, her name's Ruth.
Okay, all right. After Mrs. Glass.
After Mrs. Glass,
okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
With white gloves.
With white gloves, you have to treat her with white gloves. With the white glove treatment, definitely.
So trophy party in the Hall of Fame, 1-hour party in the Royals Hall of Fame. Now, does this include a tour, full tour of the Hall of Fame?
We'll walk around and talk as much as people want to hear me talk about things. I can go on for more than an hour, I'm sure. But and then the trophy, of course, would be down in the party itself, so we can get some really good pictures with folks.
Okay, with her.
With her.
Okay.
Yes, she will make an appearance.
Hors d'oeuvres and drinks will be provided for this tour of the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I was a bartender in my previous life, but I don't know that I'll be mixing. But I could, conceivably.
Okay.
It's the only way to be a bartender. I was a bartender in a bar, but I didn't drink. That's the only way you can really do it.
Okay, that's true. Because you don't want your bartender dipping into the product.
Liquid money, as they say.
Nick Moustakas leads off the bottom of the 4th inning with a base hit to right. He is 1 for 2. All right, so up to 20 guests.
Yeah.
20 guests get to spend an hour in the Royals Hall of Fame getting a personal tour from you,
Yeah.
the director of the Royals Hall of Fame. And you should be the director of the Royals Hall of Fame and Royals historian. And I don't know if it's part of your title or not, but you are a Royals historian. And there's some flexibility with the date.
Yeah, flexibility with the day. I hope maybe it'll fit where somebody it would be a road game, so we could watch the game, listen to you guys,
okay,
call the game, and be part of that.
I mean, that adds
part
to
of
the price
fun,
too,
right
doesn't
there.
it? Right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I hadn't heard that the World Series trophy is named Ruth.
Yeah, her name's Ruth.
The 85 trophy? Does the 85
Well,
trophy,
we
is it
sort
named
of
Muriel?
we retrospectively went back and sort of named her Babe. I mean, does that work? I mean, it's sort of a Yankee reference, but it's also a baseball reference.
Okay.
So.
Is that tradition to
I don't know
name
if
the
other
World
teams
Series
have
trophy?
the tradition. It was actually, Kathy Butler, our receptionist here, who's such a great person to everybody that calls in and everybody that works here. She asked me one day, I was always called the trophy she. I got to take her here, and she said, does she have a name? And I said, no. And she said, how about Ruth for Mrs. Glass? And I said, that's my maternal grandmother's name, and she was from Kansas City, so I'll remember that. So yeah, it's been Ruth ever since.
The lovely lady, by the way, Mrs. Glass.
Absolutely.
Who was partially responsible for me meeting my wife. But that's another story. Yankees get a double play, their second double play in the last 2 innings. That ball hit hard by Kane, but 5-4-3 and 2 down. So can you even estimate how many picture opportunities that you have witnessed since the Royals won the World Series in 2015 with,
as they say, if I had a nickel, it's just been thousands upon thousands upon thousands. I mean, I've literally been in, and I cheat a little bit because of when I was traveling, we'd stop in like Detroit and change planes when I was going to some of our minor league affiliates. But I've been in like, I want to say 22 or 23 states and the District of Columbia with the trophy since 2015.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, you brought up a good point about this. You want to do this probably when the Royals are on the road.
I think so.
You don't want this to be a rushed, hour through the Hall of Fame. You basically, whoever wins this gets the Hall of Fame all to themselves.
That is correct.
Maybe an hour, 15 minutes if it goes a not going to be longer, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we're not going to be throwing them out of there after an hour.
That's right.
Okay.
We can't do it on a game day because the suites are sold differently, and of course we want the trophy to be up in the Hall of Fame. But non-game day, it's all yours.
Hosmer's 1 for 2. He's on with 2 outs. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking at this as the entire package. Now it's basically your own cocktail party. I mean, if you're a company and you want to reward your employees, you get your own cocktail party with hors d'oeuvres and drinks, a personal Hall of Fame tour from Kurt, who knows everything you need to know about the Hall of Fame because he put it together, and Royals history, and all the pictures you want with the World Series trophy.
She's very photogenic.
Yes, I bet she is.
She's spectacular. You cannot take a bad photo with her.
That's a heck of a deal.
It is. It's really a unique experience. It's a special thing. It's every time I have to transport her and take care of it, I'm telling you, what an honor and everything. I told people I had traveled with her so much last summer, but it was a labor of love because for so many years we were asking for it. Oh, please let us do this. Please let us get there and have a chance at it. And when you do it, you want to take full advantage of it. So taking it to all of our minor league affiliates and across Royals, the Royals area in 6 different states, I mean, what an opportunity.
Out of curiosity, who keeps your schedule when you were doing all that? Did you do that, or did you have somebody help you with that?
I was having some help upstairs with in baseball ops because they were helping me, when we were going to all the minor league affiliates. We've been everywhere. The only place we did not take it was the Dominican Republic, and I've talked to those guys down there. I would love to go down there. I've never had the opportunity, and it's everybody that's been down there talks about what a fantastic place the Dominican Republic is and the people down there. And their love for baseball is just off the charts.
You had a really neat case for the World Series trophy, a rolling hard case, but when you would get on an airplane, you would take the trophy with you, right?
That's right.
And did you have to get your own seat for the trophy?
We would get the trophy got her own seat, so I'd roll her down there in that case and then take her out, and then she would sit right next to me, and quite the scene usually. A lot of people would ask, is that what I think it is? And I would ask them, what do you think it is?
That's awesome. So is that.
That might be what we think it is.
Jiminy Christmas.
And it is. Salvador Perez has hit a 2-run home run against Pineda. And the Royals are on the board in the bottom of the 4th.
You don't normally see Salvi with that type of bat angle and that launch angle. I like to be interesting to see the launch angle on this one, because he normally he'll have a level swing and he'll Tommy hawk it over the wall and pull it, and we don't see him hit too many there like that. That was very nice, and just shy of the fountains. A few more though to help Vargas out here. They need to take Vargas off the hook.
There's one more detail that I did not bring up about the Hall of Fame, is that KC is going to make an appearance.
Sure.
KC, who we see on top of the Royals Hall of Fame after every victory and holds up the KCW, is also going to be part of the 1 hour tour. So you get your picture with. That's right. That's his house. he's got the penthouse apartment on the top of the Hall of Fame up there, with a great view of I-70. So he'll be out there. You can have your picture taken with KC. You can have your picture taken with the W.
It's a full evening, and if you pick a Royals night, we will definitely sit there and watch the Royals and have a good time.
.445 feet on the Salvador Perez home run, and now Pineda comes back at 95 miles an hour and strikes out Soler. Thank you, Kurt.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kurt.
To you by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road, and you can find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. By Panera Bread, Panera caters for every group, every size, every meal. And by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment, find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. 6-2 Yankees, and now Peter Moylan will take over in the top of the 5th inning. Jason Vargas gave up 6 runs in 4 innings. He had a 49 pitch 4th inning.
Yep.
So Moylan is Chevy called to the bullpen, and he'll get Starlin Castro, Aaron Judge, and Chase Headley.
Going to have a start like that every so often. You know, look, he's extremely valuable, and look, all that, and he still has a 2.03 ERA, 5th best in Major League Baseball. All
That's
right?
how good he was going.
Don't you dare hang your head. Let's just get some more runs and peck away. Tester.
Thrown away, but it stays in play.
Gosh, man.
And so Castro will get a base hit. He is 3 for 3.
He's going good, I was just going to say. He's going really good.
All right. This is truly the opportunity of a lifetime. You get to be a pregame bat boy for the Royals. Now, this is what this includes. You get your own locker in the clubhouse with the guys. Your own chair. They have beautiful leather chairs. The players do. Eric Hosmer, Mike Moustakas, Lorenzo Cain, everybody has a beautiful leather chair in front of their locker in the clubhouse.
You know you're in the big leagues when you're in there.
You get your name etched into the chair just like the players do, and you get to take the chair home with you.
What?
When the experience is over.
Sweet.
You get a nameplate above your locker. You know, if you're watching Boulevard Royals live after the game, and we'll show you players being interviewed in the clubhouse after the game, and you see them standing at their locker, and you know, above their head says Salvador Perez, number 13. So you know that's his locker. Well, you'll get your own nameplate, which you get to take home with you.
Lifetime keepsakes.
And speaking of Salvi, as Judge takes a strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. The Royals won a game here on May 5th, and Salvi after the game came out and did a Salvi splash. You will get the Gatorade jug that Salvi used on May the 5th, autographed and authenticated by Salvador Perez.
Wow.
As part of your bat boy for a day.
Man, I didn't know that.
And it's not just for you. You get 3 batting practice passes for guests to watch, and you will be part of the regular pregame routine of a Royals bat boy. You will be in uniform. You'll have your own uniform.
That's awesome.
Personalized uniform.
So what game do you get to go to? I mean, do you pick the game?
A mutually agreed upon date.
Okay, so that means you talk to them when you make your bid. And you say, we're going to decide on this game here.
You're going to show up early. You're going to put your uniform on in the clubhouse with the players.
12 o'clock
with your own locker.
They get there early. I wonder.
You will grab the players' bats. You'll have a chance to grab Eric Hosmer's bat and his helmet and bring it down to the dugout for him to use during batting practice.
Pretty cool.
And during the game. That is ball 4. And the Yankees have 2 on with 1 out. You will help fill up the Gatorade jugs, which may be used by Salvi after the game in a Salvi splash. It's not a symbolic bat boy or ball girl for the day. You will be a bat boy for the pregame on a mutually agreed upon date. Let's go out to Toby Cook.
Ryan and Rex were in the Royals Hall of Fame, where the bid has gotten up to, in fact, it's changing right now, $3,200 for the pregame bat boy for a day, as a part of the experiences that we're auctioning off with the Royals broadcast auction. I lifted up the lid on this Gatorade and the Salvi splash to show you, and it's kind of hard to see with the lighting, but that scribble right there is Salvador Perez with his autograph that he signed from that game in May. And pardon me while I've been down. Crap. The Gatorade bucket, and this will give you an idea of what you can take home as a part of an unbelievable day. Now, we've got a list of things that you're going to be taking home from the clubhouse as well that we haven't even gotten to. Never done this before, but you're going to be as involved as anybody has ever been in and around the Royals when they're getting ready for a game. And we just think that Salvi splash Gatorade lid and bucket is kind of the icing on the cake.
The Yankees are going to get another run as Castro will score on the broken bat base hit from Chase Headley. So Headley's 1 for 3. And now the Yankees lead 7-2. Let me just add on to what Toby just said. Toby said, you know, some of the details of what you will get and take home with you. You'll get a personalized home white jersey, personalized, just like Salvi's wearing right now. Pants, official batting practice cap, a Royals official team workout shirt and shorts, a Royals hooded sweatshirt, a Royals warm-up jacket, a pregame workout shoes, a batting practice helmet, and a new baseball glove.
Really?
In addition to being a bat boy for all of pregame.
A new baseball glove. Heck, that's worth it alone.
And how many times have you seen during batting practice, you know, a bat boy's out there shagging batting practice with the players. So you got Mike Moustakas hitting some blasts out to right field and right center field during batting practice. You might be out there catching one out in right field and right center.
That's right.
And you know what? A player might say, hey, I want to get my arm loose a little bit. Would you mind playing catch with me before we start some drills?
Memories that'll last a lifetime.
Right? You played catch with bat boys all the time, I'll bet.
Exactly. We had fun.
Now, I should point out also that this is for ages 17 and older. So we say bat boy, but there might be a fella out there, let's say, who's 53 years old and been coming to Royals games all his life, and that's into center field, and Gregorius is going to drive in a run, and just like that, the Yankees get those 2 runs back as Aaron Judge scores, and the Yankees are back out to a 6-run lead, and Gregorius has driven in his 2nd run tonight. So maybe this was a bucket list item. Man, what would it have been like to hang out with the Royals in the clubhouse, in the dugout, on the field during batting practice? So we say bat boy, but it's not limited to just boys. It is ages 17 and older.
Okay, glad you clarified that.
And you get to bring 3 others with you to watch batting practice. And when the game starts, to cap it all off, 4 crown seats watching the game from basically in the first 4 rows right behind home plate, and a parking pass.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a full day and a lifetime of memories. The chair alone, the chair,
You get to take the chair home with you,
and the nameplate. I wish
the
I
uniform.
Yeah, I wish I'd have kept some of the nameplates that were above my lockers of the different teams. I really miss that. But you'd get to do that all on your own. Huh. All in one shot at the ballpark.
8 runs, 10 hits for the Yankees. So we're getting into that part of the game where you go, well, what was the big hit with this much offense in just 5 innings? But there certainly was one. It came with 2 outs and 2 on in the 4th inning.
Just too much of the plate. The Dodge drive of the game. Aaron Hicks hits his 7th home run, and it was a 3-runner, and that kind of gave them a nice little cushion. But it was a changeup that just stayed up, and that's a rare mistake by Vargas.
We had Ken Rosenthal up here a couple innings ago, and he was talking about Carlos Beltran's leadership and its impact on the Houston Astros. And there's been some talk about Carlos Beltran's impact on Aaron Hicks last year when they were together with the Yankees, and that his fingerprints are all over what Hicks is finally doing, what the Minnesota Twins hoped he would do for years. And now he's on with a walk. The Yankees have scored 2 here in the 5th inning, and now they have the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah, this is not pretty now.
And here's Seth Maness warming up as Dave Island goes out to have a chat with Moylan. Don't forget about the $49 ticket packages. It's a $140 value. 4 view level reserve box tickets with a parking pass and an autographed photo. You can choose one of 3 games. May 31st against the Tigers, June 5th against the Astros, July 23rd against the White Sox. The 4 tickets, the parking pass, the autographed photo, all of that for just $49. Also part of our broadcast auction tonight.
That's right.
Two 2-0 on Chris Carter. He's chipped in with a single and a run scored tonight. Headley's at 3rd. He's driven in a run. Gregorius is at 2nd. He's driven in a run, and Hicks is at 1st. 2-1. Escobar, Merrifield, and the Royals get 1 out. Headley scores. It is 9-2. And Carter gets an RBI.
It's the first time I've ever seen Carter play, and he runs well. I mean, we might have seen him play in Milwaukee, but I don't remember seeing him run like that. I saw him last night get down the line. I was impressed, and then he just beat that out with no problem. That was a lot of guys get thrown out on that. They have lesser speed, but he's a good athlete. But not many times have I seen it.
And now Brett Gardner with his 4th at bat in the first 5 innings. First and third, 1 out. So we've been telling you all about this pregame bat boy for a day. Gregorius tags, and he's coming. And he got underneath the tag with a head-first slide.
Shows you the kind of speed he has. And for Joe Espada, the third base coach, to know all about Alex Gordon, they challenged him. Didi with a nice slide. Got it with no problem.
And that's with Sanchez coming up. And by the way, Carter also tagged, and he went to second base. But anyway, just to finish the thought, we've been telling you all about the pregame bat boy for a day, but here's a little bit of footage. Brett Penner is one of the Royals bat boys, so this is the kind of stuff you're going to do. That's the bat rack inside the Royals dugout. Taking the bag of balls out to the pitcher's mound before batting practice. Out there playing catch with the Royals during batting practice, interacting with players like Alcides Escobar, Mike Moustakas. I mean, right on the field during batting practice, in uniform.
It's some of us take it for granted, but you know, a lot of people don't get that close to the players ever, but then let alone to get out there and be a part of their daily routine. And in baseball, they're all about routines.
You know what Brett was doing on the field during batting practice? He was standing behind a screen where Rusty Kuntz was hitting ground balls to the outfielders. Imagine getting a chance to stand next to Rusty when he's going through outfielding drills with Alex Gordon and Lorenzo Cain. Base hit left field. Carter's going to be waved home on Alex Gordon. Alex gets another shot. 2 hops and safe at the plate. Salvi points to the dugout. He wants the Royals to take another look. And Joe Espada is showing very little respect for Alex Gordon's arm in this inning.
Good accuracy, good strong throw, but like I said, Chris Carter can run. Salvi off of the plate, giving the runner plenty of room. Did he tag him on the thigh?
Like he got him there.
That angle was tough. This angle will tell you probably. And that foot, sometimes it stays up.
I think he's out.
Looked like it to me. Look at the throw again. Perfect throw. Got him on the thigh right there before he got it. We'll see. Alex Gordon, you know, there's none like him. He's extremely accurate with his throws. He knows every angle to take on a ball, especially here at the K, down the lines, around the fence. He's as good a left fielder as I've ever seen.
And he is out.
There you go.
The call is overturned. But it's still another big inning for the Yankees. They get 4 in the top of the 5th. In a 4-run 5th, and now they lead 10-2. It's the night of our Royals Charities broadcast auction. This is a very special lady in our community. This is Lori Ross, who runs Missouri Foster Adopt Connect.
Foster Adopt Connect.
Foster Adopt Connect,
Yeah.
which is a Missouri
And
agency.
Kansas.
And Kansas too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm only familiar with the one in Independence,
Right.
where I've had a chance to visit you. And Lori's organization not only just matches foster kids with families, but also trains families to become foster parents. And the reason we have Lori up here is because we wanted to have some people up here to talk about the impact that Royals Charities have had on them. But I don't know if I've ever met anybody in my 19 years in Kansas City who is not only behind an organization, but has created the organization and is walking the talk like Lori is. So you started this organization, and we'll get to that in a moment. But how many kids have you fostered?
Well,
You personally?
my husband and I, it wasn't just me, but
Okay.
400 since 1985, and then yeah, and then 23 adopted over the years.
Adopted 23 foster kids since 1985, and fostered 400.
How did you do it? How are you doing it?
A day at a time.
Wow.
Just like this game.
Yeah. You know, you just keep going. You just keep going.
I mean, you talk about someone who was made to do what you are doing right now.
Oh,
this
thank
is
you.
it. Yeah. Good for you.
Thank you very much.
Lori, what would you say to somebody out there that's thinking about bidding? What would you tell them?
I would say bid. First of all, who wouldn't want the packages you're offering? They're
Right.
fantastic, and the money that you give goes to Royals Charities, which does a tremendous amount of good in the community.
So give us an example. What your organization was thriving as it was already, and I got a chance to go during the off season with members of the Royals front office. We had a wonderful visit there and learn more about your story and your organization, which was thriving as it is. But just talk about the impact that Royals Charities has had for you.
So Royals Charities has done amazing things for us. We have asked for your help and gotten it in building a playground that is in the back of our resource center.
And there's a home run for Whit Merrifield.
All right.
So he has 4 this year, which makes it 10-3, and the Royals have hit 2 home runs tonight.
It's incredible. He had 2 all year, and now he's his 4th one of the season. He reached the fountains. Let it go, Whitley. 4-seam fastball. Pineda with his big lead. He's just going to throw strikes up there like he normally does anyway. Whitley with a 1-hand takeoff, kept the bottom hand on it. Good follow through. Excellent backspin on the ball. Put it in the drink. Laura, you were talking about the playgrounds.
Yeah, so we have an emergency children's shelter in our office in Independence, and we take children who've come into foster care in, and they stay there for 30 to 60 days, and they needed a backyard. And so you guys helped us build a beautiful playground, and the kids love getting out there and running off their steam and enjoying that. We work really hard with those kids to make sure that we reduce the trauma they're experiencing, try to get them safe and stable, and hopefully back home with their families as quickly as possible, and if not, into safe longer-term situations with relatives or family or with foster families in the community. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
You know, HUD, 2 things that really stood out for me when we got the tour and the visit and really got to know what Lori's organization is doing is, you know, Lori just touched on it right there, trying to get the kids reunited with their families as quickly as possible. But number one, the people that you have that work for you, that worked so hard that if they can't reunite with the parents, that basically search the child's family tree,
right,
to try and keep them in the family first and foremost for placement.
Right. What we know is that kids who are able to be to stay in their family, whether it's their immediate or extended family, they don't have the same hole that that kids who have to go with strangers in foster care adoption sometimes have. They know what their family history is. They have that sense of identity, and so it just makes things easier for them as they grow up, that they're able to have that picture whole in their hearts and in their minds. And so we try hard to keep them in the family if that's at all possible, and if not, then to match them with wonderful, caring, loving foster adoptive families.
And with 2 outs here, I don't know how much time we'll have with you, but the other thing that really struck me is the number of people who work for you that were in the system themselves.
Right.
That have had placement with families. They have thrived in the system. They've been educated, and now they work for Foster Adopt Connect. Right.
We really believe that our services are best provided by folks who get it from the real life perspective. So we hire folks who are foster adoptive parents, and we really like to hire young people who have been in the foster care system to bring their experiences in. There's nothing like peer support. Yeah.
And for you folks out there that are contemplating on those $49 packages, your money's going to great works. Keep it up, Lori. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lori.
For what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you. Special thank you to you, Ryan.
Oh.
He's the best.
Yeah. You're doing all that. There's no better way to enjoy a Royals game than with a group of friends, employees, or customers. Receive discounted ticket rates and a complimentary message on the scoreboard when you purchase 20 or more tickets Large groups also have the opportunity for complimentary tickets, on-field presentations, and batting practice field visits, depending on the group size. Call 816-504-4040 or email groupsales@royals.com. Seth Maness, Chevy called to the bullpen, and the Royals have made other changes as the Yankees bat in the 6th. Matt Holliday made 2 outs in the 4th inning. He made the 1st and 3rd out in the 4th, and then in the 5th he was the only Yankee who did not bat. 9 of the Yankees' 10 runs came in the 4th and 5th innings.
Maness sinker slider, wants to keep the ball down. If it's elevated, he's going to get hit. But stay ahead, don't want to walk any batters. Go ahead and use the defense. When he's on his game, he's giving up ground ball outs.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Love his tempo. He gets it and throws it.
Whit Merrifield has moved from second base to left field.
By the way, it's quite a shot for Whitley to hit one out there where he hit it. Very nice.
Alex Gordon has moved from left field to center. So who's the second baseman, you ask? And that would be Cheslor Cuthbert. And that's through a wide open right side. The Royals were expecting Holliday to pull the ball. That's his first hit. He is 1 for 4. Let's go out to the Royals Hall of Fame and check in with Toby.
Hey Ryan, thanks. We're in our middle of our Royals Charities broadcast auction on Fox Sports Kansas City, and the board shows we've had a little bit of movement. We're still holding tight with the George Brett dinner at $7,500 and the suite with Salvi meet and greet at $10,000, but great bids on the pregame Bat Boy for a day at $7,600, and the LA road trip is up to $9,000. This is the opportunity for you right before the All-Star break to go out to Los Angeles and watch the Royals play the Los Angeles Dodgers in interleague play. This includes 4 plane tickets to LA, 2 hotel rooms in Pasadena, 4 on-field batting passes on Friday. You get a tour of Dodger Stadium and then tickets to the game on Friday and Saturday of that weekend. The kicker, on Sunday. Never done this before. This is a once-in-a-lifetime as well. You get to fly home on the team charter. Team charters in Major League Baseball are a great way to travel. We'd love to see you bid on the LA road trip, guys.
How about that?
Now, you get to fly on that charter coming home, and that's really a nice thing. I mean, ball players travel during the 6-month season so much that they don't have to go through airports. They bus up underneath the airplane. TSA agents are there. They do the little wanding thing, you know. You get to, and then you get on, and you're treated like a king. You get all kinds of food and stuff, and then you grab a seat and you hang out,
watch a movie if you want.
Yeah, they got movies right in the seat ahead of you. It's first class all the way. You're gonna love that. That's worth the ticket alone.
You also stay at the team hotel when the Royals are out in Southern California. Transportation provided to and from the hotel to come to the games at Dodger Stadium. Toby mentioned the 4 tickets from Kansas City to LA, 4 on-field batting practice passes for the Friday game, a tour of Dodger Stadium, the Saturday game, 4 tickets to July 7th and July 8th, and a base hit to left field for Aaron Judge. He's on for a 3rd time. And we'll throw this one in there. At either the July 7th or July 8th game, when you're at Dodger Stadium, come up and sit in the booth with us for an inning or so.
We'd love to see him.
Come up and sit in the broadcast booth at Dodger Stadium while we're broadcasting the game. We'll give you a little behind the scenes of that. I'll personally show you the booth where the voice of my childhood and my broadcasting hero, Vin Scully, broadcasted for most of his 67 years with the Dodgers. But the charter flight home, Hud, as you put it, I mean, that truly is once in a lifetime.
A nice 2.5, 3-hour flight. You'll love it. It's a day game, I believe, so you don't get in late.
Not too late, at least.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Players all sit in the back and they have fun. They play their card games, you know, and they relax. They listen to their music, whatever they do. Broadcasters, we kind of sit towards the front. All of the coaches all sit in the first class area, and then it's fun.
Yeah, give you a good feel for how the Royals travel.
Yep.
Headley strikes out, 2 down in the 6th inning. It is at times a grueling travel schedule, but the Royals make the travel as painless as it can possibly be, considering leaving after a night game, arriving in the middle of the night, getting in and out of the stadiums, getting in and out of the airports. Line shot to center field, right to Alex, and that's the inning. 2 hits, no runs for the Yankees. To the bottom of the 6th, New York leads 10-3. Beat the Royals 7-1 last night and now lead 10-3 tonight, and we're only in the bottom of the 6th inning. Our Sonic Slam inning contestant is Jerry Middleton from Roach, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Jerry wins $200. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Jerry wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. Roach, Missouri, near Osage Beach. Below the knees, ball 1 to Mike Moustakas. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Got him on the knee.
Four-seamer.
Or maybe on the shin.
Yeah.
Got hit on both shins.
Look like it.
Now Chesler Cuthbert bats for the first time. Oh, and 1 from Pineda. Cuthbert took over at second base last half inning, moving Merrifield to left, moving Gordon to center. So Cuthbert's hitting in Kane's spot. Lorenzo is 1 for 2 with a stolen base.
You hope that left hand, his glove hand, is all right when he kind of folded underneath him out there on that dive out there. I've just seen a lot of outfielders miss some time because of that wrist or thumb or anything. You never know. It's a great effort. He had it, just couldn't hold on to it. Castro got another double on it.
1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. All right, Hud, let's talk about our next item tonight. The Duffy bobblehead experience. All right. Private meet and greet with Danny Duffy. 4 Crown Club tickets and 1 parking pass. That's for the Tuesday, June 20th game against the Boston Red Sox. And Danny's autographed World Baseball Classic cleats.
When I saw those, I said, what? You're going to give him those? I want to get in on the bidding on that. Nice pitch by Pineda. Look at the bobblehead with the cleats alone is worth it. I mean, those are beautiful. 4 bobbleheads. That's right. No, not just 1. You get 4. The cleats, WBC, the gold medal USA World Champions, and Duffy had a big part of that. And they're gold on the bottom of the shoe in case you didn't get a chance to see it. When I saw them today, I went, what? Look at that. There's gold on the bottom of them. Pretty sweet. Those are last a lifetime. You can show them off. Love that, man. I'm telling you. You were there when I saw them. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, they were impressive as they were in the box, but when you saw the bottom of the shoe being,
never seen a shoe with gold
and the spikes were gold.
Wow. Never forget it. This is a very exciting World Baseball Classic. I got to wait 3 more years now. 4 more years? 4 more years. Every 4th year. And this was the first year the USA team ever won. So those shoes are very valuable. And not to mention the great causes. That was really nice to have
Lori Ross up
here.
And she's something.
You know, to have a heart like that for kids and families, you know, that's really special. Families are everything.
Last year, Royals Charities helped 135 organizations. Foster Adopt Connect, one of the newer organizations to have a connection to the Royals. Three and 1 on Hosmer.
Wow, look at that. I don't blame him. That's a major league strike for both the pitcher and the catcher to say something like that. That's embarrassing. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I mean it's not like it was a for sure strike.
Oh well, whatever.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying. I mean, usually when a pitcher and a catcher react like that, I mean it is right in the middle of the grid.
They talk about time of game. Have a talk with the umpires and have them call more strikes, and the game will move a lot quicker. Guarantee you that.
Right.
Yeah, Joe Girardi right now, he's got a big lead. He's not going to say anything. He let his players do it. No one's going to get kicked out on that. But really, if you want the game to move on, call more strikes. Hitters will know, and they'll start getting more aggressive, and they'll swing more. Put the ball in play. Game moves. There's more action.
Hosmer turns it into a walk. That is Pineda's second, and now Salvador Perez. He's given us something to smile about tonight. Brought to you by Cricket.
Oh man, I mean, that's a golf shot. He lifted that pitch. When you hit underneath the ball like that, gets backspin, that'll carry for days. Seen some long blasts, and Whitley had a similar swing.
You know, getting back to the strike zone, there was some talk at the end of last year about, if not this year, maybe next year, eliminating the low strikes. And somehow someone has come up with the idea that that is going to help speed along the pace of the game.
I don't understand it.
I think we already went through that era of the teeny tiny strike zone.
Yeah.
1-1 on Salvi.
Open it up. Now, it's hard to keep hitters and pitchers happy at the same time. I mean, when you're making rule changes and stuff, and hopefully they'll continue to think things out and study them out before they implement new rules. But this game, unlike any other, is as great as it is. But I understand they want to move the game along quicker.
Timeout. Somebody lost a claw. Aaron Hicks has done very little wrong to begin this season, but for the life of him, he cannot get that claw back up into the crowd. There we go.
That little boy wanted it. Got to try to keep the paying customer happy, whether you're in your own ballpark or away. They never can do any wrong unless they say some inappropriate things, which they're going to do anyway, but not throw anything or come on the field. There's a few lines they can cross, but for the most part, not.
Two and one on Salvi. Almost up to 10,000 for the Los Angeles road trip.
Nice. Come on, folks. Let's get it up over. Let's round off those numbers to the highest number.
Danny Duffy's bobblehead experience, 3,600. George Brett Dinner.
Nice. That stayed there at 7,500. Yeah. Where's George? We didn't get him up here.
George, unfortunately, was not able to join us here at the ballpark tonight.
All right.
The meet and greet with Salvi up to $10,000.
Sweet. Sweet. It's a sweet meet.
Now, this is the one we have to work on right here.
Yeah,
the trophy party in the Hall of Fame.
For how many? 20?
For 20 people. Includes beverages, and you can use your imagination with that. Beverages of all kinds, food, the time with the World Series trophy, KC, bringing in the KCW, your own hour plus in the Royals Hall of Fame, all for just you and 19 of your best friends or your colleagues or your favorite customers.
That's right. How about a business meeting or something?
Right.
Take out your employees.
3 balls, 1 strike on Salvi. And the Royals Hall of Fame is outstanding. I mean, the World Series trophy part seems exciting, but I can promise you whoever wins that is going to take a very quick picture with the World Series trophy and want to spend the rest of that hour checking out all the great exhibits of the Royals Hall of Fame. Salvi swung at what could have been ball 4. Royals at this point need base runners. Jorge Soler is on deck.
Yeah, you know, after that bomb that Salvi hit off Pineda, I think that's in the back of Pineda's mind. He's thinking, you know, I don't really want to give up another 3-run home run to this guy. He's swinging a good bat, so he may not be trying to give him anything to hit. Salvi's got to oblige. Anything close.
Still 3-2.
Changeup, pull the string on him. It's not going to give him a fastball. That's what Salvi wants. It's going to give him one of his secondary pitches, the slider or the changeup.
Pineda's at 87 pitches. And if needed, they're ready to go in the Yankees bullpen. In the air to right. Moustakas will tag and move up to third. And now there are 2 down. Let's get an update from Toby out in the Royals Hall of Fame.
Royals broadcast auction on Fox Sports Kansas City, guys, and the bids are still at $10,000 for that suite with the Salvi meet and greet. One thing that we haven't talked about out here anyway is this cake with Kane for $4,500. This is an opportunity for you to eat cake with Lorenzo Cain. We think that that's probably the funniest thing that we've come up with in a long time and the most creative, but the guy loves cake. So you get a bunch of other stuff. You get to come to a game, you get tickets, you get parking, but you get to have cake with Lorenzo Cain before he plays a baseball game.
Now, Toby,
Yeah.
what kind of cake?
I don't know.
Is it the customer's preference, whatever he wants or she wants?
You know, that's not a bad, we'll probably have more than one cake.
Okay.
We haven't fully thought out exactly how we're going to pull off the actual cake part of the 2 people enjoying this with Salvador Perez, but that's pretty unique, and we just think it's going to be a lot of fun for folks. Apparently that he loves cake. I think that Salvador Perez, his buddy who he's on social media with all the time, loves cake, but when you get the reputation, you know that Lorenzo Cain loves cake, well, yeah, everybody knows that, then it's time to do something during the broadcast auction for it.
All right, way to go, Toby. We got to get that up. We got to round up these numbers here.
That also includes 4 batting practice passes. 1 and 1 on Soler. 4 Diamond Club tickets and a parking pass. And a mutually agreed upon date. And remember Salvi's birthday. When Lorenzo wished Salvi a happy birthday when we were in St. Petersburg, Lorenzo wanted to make sure that he'd get a piece of Salvi's birthday cake.
Exactly. Now look, sometimes we're overlooking the Diamond Club tickets. I have never had a chance to go to a game in a Diamond Club because I've been doing broadcasting baseball games. That is a treat. I mean, especially that it's all remodeled. This area right here is all remodeled. The area right up the top there. You see those seats? These are theater type seats right here. And that's all new from this year. Good pitch there. Just got him over swinging.
So Pineda strikes out 2 in a scoreless 6th inning. Yankees lead 10-3. Drive and Discover event going on now. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. A 5-run 4th and a 4-run fifth for the Yankees, and they lead by 7 after beating the Royals by 6 last night. And that's it for Salvador Perez tonight. Drew Butera will take over behind the plate, and Travis Wood will take over on the mound. Travis Wood pitched the 8th inning last night and walked a couple of hitters and allowed a run.
I think it would be an excellent outing from Wood, however long he goes, if he can not walk a batter. That's a start. You know, we talk about some of the hitters that are struggling to make the adjustment of going to the opposite field, trying to get on base, just keep it simple. And for Wood, you know, just do the best you can to pitch your game and just stay on the corners and down and use the defense. See if you can, if you do get to 3-2 count or 3 balls, pitch to contact. I think that'll be an improvement for him. It'll help in the right direction. He's got to start throwing strikes and not walking people. And it's tough when you don't get the chance to pitch every day. Don't get me wrong. It's similar as a player, a hitter who doesn't get a chance to hit but once a week. Your timing's going to be off. It's going to be tough to face hitters. As a pitcher, it's similar. It's rhythm and timing. He's had a walk in 9 of his 13 appearances as the bullpen, and he knows all this. But you know what? It's sometimes hard to execute. It's not like he's not trying.
Aaron Hicks had the first big hit for the Yankees, and really the biggest hit for them tonight. A 3-run home run with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
Hicks is rejuvenated. You talked about it earlier in the game. Minnesota wishes they got this kind of production out of him. It takes a while. Look at him. He let that ball travel. Man, it's a good swing. Okay, it's time for a Panera game break. Let's take you out to Detroit. Those Tigers, they got the best of the Birds and Jimenez. How about Tyler Collins? Should we start calling him Ty Collins? Wow, not 1 but 2 homers. They outlasted the Orioles 5-4.
After a crazy one last night.
Yeah, a long one. I mean, back and forth. That was really crazy.
What was that final last night? 13-11. Baltimore won in 13 innings. I think both teams scored 3 runs in the 12th.
It was
Is that right?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was hard to keep track of, but it was back and forth, and it was power on power, basically. You know, it's like a home runs. These guys can hit them. It's going to come down to pitching. There's a good pitch by Wood there between the Orioles and the Yankees. If those 2 teams are the top teams in the East, it's going to come down to pitching. There's no doubt about it. Good spot. Carter, you got to go. Travis made a nice pitch. But you know, it's starting pitching. The Birds need to have Britton, their closer, back. So it's early, but that pitch, you have offense like that. Both teams have power. Yankees and Orioles both have stocked with power. You're going to score runs.
Girls' night out with Eric Hosmer's up to $7,000. I got a text from someone with the Royals front office. The girls' night out with Eric Hosmer is for a group of 4. 4 batting practice passes, 4 Diamond Club tickets. But a young lady called in and said, if I win this, do I have to bring 3 people with me?
Wow. I like that. She's very selfish. Yeah, she wants all the attention.
Right.
Why not? That's a good question.
0-2 on Gardner. And don't forget about these ticket packages. And the Royals were able to sell a ton of these last year. 4 view level reserve box tickets a parking pass and an autographed photo for one of the 3 games to choose from: May 31st, June 5th, July 21st. All of that for $49.
And you know, we don't know the difference it makes, but we know it makes a huge difference. Taking himself, look at that. Nice. There you go, Woody.
There's something to build on.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed. So if you have some extra cake laying around, give it to a higher cause.
Sandwiches are only $1 tomorrow. The McDouble play all season long at participating McDonald's in the greater KC, St. Joe, and Lawrence locations. That play helping Travis Wood to a scoreless top of the 7th inning. Michael Pineda back to the mound in the bottom of the 7th, having allowed 3 runs, 5 hits. He's at 92 pitches. And the Yankees have both a right-hander and a left-hander ready in the bullpen as Brandon Moss leads off the 7th inning with a base hit. He is 1 for 3 tonight.
Beautiful swing there by Moss. 4-seam fastball down the middle, knows it's coming, didn't overswing, kept his head on it, kept his hands inside the ball, and rifled a shot to left. That swing there is money. That's golden. Yeah, that's exactly what he's telling Carter right there. I felt good, man. I need to get more of those.
Whit Merrifield is 1 for 2. He hit an impressive home run to left center field in the 5th inning, giving him 4 this year after hitting only 2 at the big league level last year. Down and away, 2-0. Here comes Yankees pitching coach Larry Rothschild. So Pineda falls behind 2-0. He has struck out 5. He has walked 2. He has a tremendous strikeout to walk ratio. And we'll look at that in our mini Countryman player profile. In fact, the best strikeout to walk ratio in the major leagues coming into tonight, almost 8.5 strikeouts for every walk.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you want out of a pitcher. It doesn't always happen because it's hard to throw strikes to these big, strong hitters up there that are trying to take you deep over a small dish, small plate up there. But when you can do it successfully and keep the ball down and keep the ball in the ballpark, you're going to win your share of games if you have any kind of offense to support you.
And he has tonight. He only had 1 run of support in his previous 2 starts, and now the Yankees have given him 10 tonight. Right down the middle at 93, 3-1 on Witt. Headley bobbles and throws it away. It's an error on Headley. So Merrifield is safe and Moss goes to third. And Joe Girardi is going to call for a lefty. And that lefty is Tommy Lane with Alex Gordon coming up. Hall of Fame and check in with Toby.
Hey, Ryan and Rex, where our Royals Charities broadcast auction continues here on Fox Sports Kansas City. Wanted to give you an update on the board for the experience bids that we have. We're up to $8,000 for the George Brett dinner, a suite with Salvi meet and greet at $10,000, trophy party in the Royals Hall of Fame, $2,500, girls night out with Eric Hosmer. Remember, that's a chance to meet him on the night that we're having girls night out at $7,000. Cake with Kane, $4,700. Pre-game bat boy for a day is now at $7,800. Still think that's a deal. We can get that above $10,000. And the LA road trip is up to $12,500. The Duffy bobblehead experience, including his cleats from the World Baseball Classic, at $4,000. We could use your help, folks, to raise a bunch of money for Royals charities. And you can also help at $49 a pop with these ticket packages that we have for 3 different dates that the Royals are going to be playing here in the next couple of weeks. The ticket packages are $49, and we want to point out that they are including May 31st against the Tigers, June 5th against Houston, and July the 23rd against the Chicago White Sox. We do have photos. There's Alex Gordon on the field, and I've got an Alex Gordon photo in my hand out here in the Royals Hall of Fame. These photos will go with each one of the ticket packages. We can't guarantee which fan or which player you're going to get, so you can't request a particular player, but you're going to get a photo along with that $49 package. We'll just raise a bunch of money right up until the end of the game, guys.
All right, Toby. The one that gets me right now is the trophy party in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you're going to have a client party or a company party or an executive party for 20 people, and you're paying for the location, you're paying for hors d'oeuvres, you're paying for drinks, ambiance. I mean, that how much is that going to cost? Now we're just, oh, by the way, we're throwing in as an add-on the Royals Hall of Fame and all the pictures that you want with the World Series trophy from 2015.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that should go a lot higher. There's plenty of people around here want places to go to take out their clients.
What a night.
Yeah. And employee party.
2-2 on Alex.
But we appreciate everybody, and you know, we're not trying to strong arm anyone.
Sure we are.
Well, but you know what? This is a hard thing. It's not just the great items, but it's what the money does.
Right.
It's what the people.
And you're right. We are grateful for the people that are willing to bid the numbers that they are bidding tonight.
That's right.
And we are raising money for charity.
Right. And that's fun. And to tell you the truth, Ryan, off the field, that's one of the best things about our job. We get to do for others.
And remember, this ticket package is a $140 value. 4 tickets, a parking pass, an autographed photo, all for $49.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, don't record
Hey
us,
now.
though, 'cause-
And the people who are at the game here, they can participate as well. We told them that on our little jumbotron before the game. Gave them the phone number. They have their mobile devices. Plenty of them are still, you know, have them on right now, watching some stuff. Alex Gordon's multi-hit game last night with those 2 hits to the left side, to me, that's what you do. And it may not look pretty, but that's a start. And with nobody out, just to get a run home would be a big confidence booster for Alex. See if he can put it in play somewhere and get a sac fly. It's not going to work. It's not deep enough.
So 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And Joe Girardi is going to make a pitching change.
I don't know. Needs some work.
with 1 out in the 7th inning. And time for our sprint trivia question. Name the 6 Cy Young Award winners to have pitched for the Royals. So they didn't necessarily win it with the Royals, but Cy Young winners who at one point pitched for the Royals.
Okay, let me have the first guess. Greinke.
That would be one.
Okay.
One of them's in the house.
Coney, David Cone.
Okay. Adam Warren with runners at first and third and 1 out. Interesting that, and I'm sure he has his reasons. And there's David Cone, Kansas City, and David Cone, who told Joel and Monty yesterday that he always insists on being part of this broadcast when they put his Yankees TV schedule together every year so that he can come back and see family. This should get a run home. Moss down from third, and it is 10-4. Escobar gets an RBI. Interesting, and I'm sure he's got his reasons, but matching up here, Joe Girardi in a 7-run game in the bottom of the 7th inning, bringing on Tommy Lane to face one batter and then going back to a righty.
Well, you know what? Sometimes managers have their reasons we don't know about. Maybe he's trying to get him work or wants to get this guy Warren some work. I mean, who knows how they think and what's going on with their particular team and their situation.
Hold foul by Mike Moustakas.
We try to collect as much information as we can from managers. I mean, I don't always visit the opposing manager. I know I get to sit next to you and Ned when you do your talk with them, and I learn a lot from that. But you know, sometimes, you know, and even though you ask, they don't always tell you stuff because a lot of things are secrets. A lot of things they don't want us to know in baseball.
How do we add a play? 0-2. Okay, we have 2 Cy Young winners: Zach Greinke, David Cone, Brett Saberhagen.
Yep. There you go.
Those were the ones that won it as a Royal. Mark Davis,
good call,
who did not win it as a Royal. Broken bat. Headley, the third baseman, over on the right side of second base, throws out Moustakas, so that's 5-3 to end the inning. The Royals get 1. The Yankees lead 10-4. Montgomery, a rookie lefty for the Yankees. He'll be going up against Royals lefty Danny Duffy tomorrow night, 7:15. Remember, the game is on FS1. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock. Kevin Burkhardt, Alex Rodriguez, and Ken Rosenthal will be the broadcast team tomorrow. This is Ian Kennedy before the game earlier today, going through some fielding drills. He also threw a bullpen. The subject of our University of Kansas Health System injury report update.
Be great to get him back, won't it?
Scheduled his spot, at least in the rotation, is scheduled to come up again on Saturday, the middle game of the Royals Twin Series.
You know, and Alex Rodriguez, you know, you talked about him and his partner. Who's his partner again?
Kevin Burkhardt.
That's right, Kevin. Those guys, I see him on FS1 a lot, and it's neat to see them here in Kansas City. And some of the, he was sitting in our dugout, and some of our players have never met him before because he's been out of the game for a few years. And it was neat to introduce him to him as he walked by. You know, like Brandon Moss. Hey, you ever meet A-Rod? No. Hey, you know, Salvi came over and some of these guys. So, you know, it's nice to have them here. And he told me they were excited to be in Kansas City. So it should be a good broadcast for them tomorrow, as long as the good guys win.
Gary Sanchez is on with a leadoff single to begin the 8th inning. All right, so we have 4 of the 6. David Cohn being one of the answers to our trivia question tonight. 6 Cy Young winners at one point pitched for the Royals. The Royals were David Cohn, Zach Greinke, Brett Saberhagen, and we've got Mark Davis. There are 2 more.
How about Vida Blue?
Vida Blue is the answer to many trivia questions regarding pitchers that at one point pitched for the Royals, because it's easy to forget that he pitched for the Royals. But yes, Vida Blue. And how about Gaylord Perry?
Wow, I wouldn't know that one.
Never heard of Gaylord Perry?
Oh,
before?
no, I have, but I didn't know he pitched here.
One and one on Matt Holliday. Two and one. Are there more than 6? There's the list for tonight's trivia question. But we have discovered a 7th. Dave Holtzman, after exhaustive research, has come up with a 7th. Okay, this is one where the pitcher pitched and won a Cy Young prior to the existence of the Royals. Wow. Mike McCormick won the Cy Young in 1967, and he pitched for the Royals 4 games in 71.
Interesting.
There we go.
All right. Well, we're learning. You know, it's not always all about who wins, you or I against the truck and them, but that's important. But still, it's about educating our audience. That's what the sprint question is all about.
Still 3-2 on Holliday. Off of Wood's glove and past Escobar. So close to a ground ball and a double play. And instead it's 1st and 3rd and nobody out. Let's go back out to the Hall of Fame and check in with Toby.
All right, guys, our Royals Charities broadcast auction continues until the 9th inning, and we're raising money for all of the different areas in which we give to Kansas City in children, education, youth, baseball and softball, and the military. And one of the items that we really pumped up earlier that we want to reiterate is the pregame Bat Boy for a Day. It's up to $7,800. Still think that that's a bargain, because you're going to to have the time of your life. You have an opportunity to hang out with the players before, get your own space in the clubhouse, get your own nameplate. You'll have a jersey. Then you get to stay for the game. So not only will you prepare the guys to get ready for the game, but you'll also have 4 crown seats, a parking pass, a Salvador Perez autographed Gatorade bucket that we showed you earlier. You know, conceivably, as a bat boy and a ball boy, you could be filling up that bucket, and then later on, he's in the middle of a Salvi splash from a bucket that you helped make happen. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and the nameplate on the KC clubhouse may be just worth it enough to bid on, but this is something else. The pregame bat boy for a day. We're doing well on some of the other items, but we could use some help on the Duffy bobblehead experience, the cake with Kane, and our trophy party in the Royals Hall of Fame is at about $4,000 right now on the Royals Charities broadcast auction, guys.
Okay, so we got a little bump on the Hall of Fame package.
We did.
That's good to know. And we got to look at the LA road trip, Toby. Turn around. $13,000 for the LA road trip.
Yeah, it took the lead, and it's really starting to spread out a little bit. This is where right before the All-Star break, you get to go to Los Angeles and watch the Dodgers play on Friday and Saturday of that weekend, and then fly back on the team charter on Sunday. An unbelievable experience. I mean, it is like the pregame bat boy experience where you just are not going to be able to replicate that, to be able to fly back on the team charter. That's why that is going up, but we'd love to see it go even higher. The LA road trip.
You can sit next to HUD on the plane back and watch cartoons.
You have to lean over and look at his iPad to see what he's watching.
No, I stay away from the iPad. Hey, you know what's great though, Toby, is that you can sit, you know, where you want. Pick out a spot. Now, I'm not going to say that you can sit with the players especially, but I know the broadcasters, we'd be happy to have anybody sit with us.
Right. It's not like flying in other ways that you've flown in your lifetime. Let's just say that.
You know, you hear us talk about Dave Holtzman. You could pick his brain for days. The numbers, all the stats, the stuff that he knows, it's unbelievable.
It really is.
And he'll share some stuff with you like he does with us.
Well, he just shared something with me. I've never heard this before, Dave, about the 4 games that McCormick spent with the Royals after winning the Cy Young. It's
he comes up with that stuff all the time.
Yeah, he probably kind of mutters it in his sleep, and then it happens during a broadcast, and it's these are the things that you can experience when you fly back from Los Angeles to Kansas City in July.
One other thing too, Toby, while we're talking about the bat boy for a day and a memento for a lifetime. Yes, the nameplate, something you can put up in your office forever, the uniform forever, but the chair, you've been in the Royals clubhouse, those beautiful leather reclining pivoting chairs with your name on the back of it, just like the players.
Yeah, once again, any particular item on that is almost worth it for a huge bid, but when you put it all together, and then the Royals swag that you're going to be walking home with.
There it is.
I mean, you saw the list.
Look at that chair.
There's the chair down below.
With a helmet and a glove.
Right.
Some
Gloves,
shoes.
what I'm fired up about. I like the glove.
I mean, come on. There's the nameplate. You can have your name on it.
Now $13,300, and it still seems like a bargain
for
here
the,
at the
for the
Royals
travel
broadcast. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And I want to emphasize again, even though the title is Bat Boy, the responsibilities of a so-called Bat Boy goes beyond just taking care of the bats. And this package is not just for boys. Now, if you have a son that you think would like to be a bat boy, that's great. But it's age 17 and older.
Yep.
As Aaron Judge takes a called third strike. So I can't imagine that there aren't dozens and dozens of men in Kansas City that have been following the Royals their entire lives, celebrated in the 70s, they celebrated in the 80s, they passed the game on to their kids, their grandkids, and now they have a chance to go back in time and be a so-called bat boy and be a big leaguer for a day. No double play. The Yankees get another run. So Headley hustling up the line. Sanchez, who opened the inning with a single, comes across the score, and it's 11-4.
Bat boy is the term that you're used to hearing. How about Batman? No. Yeah, you're just a little older. Now that we had a man down the, I don't know if this is the young man down the line, the left field line, has a beard. Looks like a bat boy, but has a big beard.
Right. But that.
Can you give me a shot of him?
That's.
There he is. There he is. Now, he with that beard. That's the first time I see him close up. I've been calling him Batman because he looks like a
Bruce
bat boy.
Wayne. That's Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
He's got a. In 2017, the red phone to the commissioner is actually a cell phone now. It's a red cell phone that he has in his pocket. And Robin is over on the right field side, ball boy. So
if you didn't have
you be careful. You think some shenanigans happen here at the field. Those guys look like harmless ball boys up the line. These guys work for the CIA and the FBI.
If the young man down the left field line didn't have any facial hair, he'd be a bad boy. And that's a good look on him. I'm not saying it's not. And when he just probably says, "Hud, why don't you mind your own business? Leave me alone."
Hosmer fields and gets it to Wood, and that'll do it in the 8th inning. A leadoff single turns into a run to the bottom of the 8th, and once again the Yankees have a 7-run lead. The Price Chopper patio. Hud might be out there tomorrow. You never know.
I'm thinking about going. I'm gonna wear my Zubas too.
Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Ronald Torreyes is the new second baseman. So Starlin Castro is done for the night, and it was a productive night. 3 hits and a walk, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. 1-1 on Cuthbert. Came on defensively in the top of the 6th, batted in the bottom of the 6th. He is 0 for 1. Adam Warren stays on for the 8th after getting the last 2 outs of the 7th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. George Brett Dinner up to $9,000.
Okay, now
thank you for that.
We've got another inning and a half, right?
Great bid.
Another inning. Come on, round them up. That 10 grand right there to work. That's Salvi's.
Very generous.
Thank you. Get in there for Cuthbert. Look at that. Wouldn't you know it?
Gregorius. Wow. Man, that's a nice play.
What the heck, man? It's tough to buy a hit in this league.
Trophy party up to 4,000. Girls' night out. And the opportunity to meet Eric Hosmer, $7,000. Cake with Lorenzo Cain, up to $5,000.
Love it. They're rounding them off. That's good. But how about the packages, the $49 packages?
Bat Boy for a day, up to $8,000. We thank you for that. Keep them coming.
Wow.
$16,500.
That's going to be fun.
I think it was the cartoons with you on the trip back.
And
that was the most recent spike.
You know, it's amazing how many channels are on that airplane. More than I get at home. I mean, you can watch any kind of. Think about it.
Easy.
I like the cartoons.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
And don't forget the ticket packages. A $140 value for $49, less than 50 bucks. 4 tickets, a parking pass, and an autographed photo.
They all are going to great cause. Cause is
2 down in the 8th inning.
And it's fun. We say thank you. Number 74. There's no lower numbers left, so players don't have a chance. You know, you get what they give you.
This is Drew Butera's first at bat. He's had a nice little surge over his last 3 games. Which is even more impressive when you consider how little he plays. But in the last 3 games that he has appeared, he is 6 for 9 with 2 home runs, 4 driven in. And in the month of May, batting .462. And you say, well, it's just 13 at bats, which is true, but that's harder to do when you only have 13 at bats. And this is the 17th day of the month. One and 2. Danny Duffy bobblehead experience. Don't forget the 4 Crown Club tickets for the Danny Duffy bobblehead experience is for a Royals and Red Sox game Tuesday, June 20th. Right there. And in the Crown Club, it's like watching a Major League Baseball game in a first-class restaurant. If you want, you don't even have to get out of those seats. You can sit right there. You don't have to go to the food, although the food is behind and underneath those seats in the Crown Club. And it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. The food is outstanding. Full bar, incredible desserts. So go on in there and get the food if you want to, but if you don't feel like it, they'll bring it out to you.
It's a restaurant experience, but the seats are like being in a theater.
3 up, 3 down for the Royals in the bottom of the 8th. We have achieved the 9th inning. A 3-run home run may not seem that significant, but back in the 4th inning, Aaron Hicks with 2 on and 2 out. With this 3-run home run, he turned a 2-0 game into a 5-0 game. That's our Honda play of the game. And for Hicks, it was his 7th home run of the year. Yankees would add another run in the 4th inning. They scored their first 6 runs tonight with 2 outs. They scored 4 in the 5th and 1 more in the 8th. And now in the 9th, Al Albuquerque will become the Royals' 5th pitcher.
Fastball slider. 90, low 90s. Good when he's down. Early on, this is just his 4th game.
Hosmer flips to Albuquerque. 1 pitch and 1 down. Back out to Toby.
Hey guys, our Royals Charities Broadcast Hall of Fame. We're getting close to the end now, and we want to point out a deadlock that we have at the top of the bidding board for these experiences. Both the George Brett dinner and the suite with Salvi, the meet and greet with Salvi, are deadlocked at $10,000 apiece. We'd love to see if the Baseball Hall of Famer or the Royals Salvi Splash star can break apart and take a little bit of a lead between those two. Our biggest by far this evening has been the LA road trip at 16.5. We're moving up on the pregame Bat Boy for a Day at 8,000. But the George Brett dinner and the meet and greet Salvador Perez are both at 10K. Let's see if we can break that apart and raise a little bit more money, guys, for Royals Charities. And we still have these ticket packages that are on sale until we end this game for $49 at 3 different dates.
Okay, that's a heck of a deal. Heck of a deal. I mean, where else can you see a big league baseball game with you and 3 others with a parking pass for less than $50?
Yeah,
you need to take advantage of that. Carter's down on strikes. 2 away in the 9th inning. So we're coming up on your last opportunity to bid. George Brett private dinner with John Wathen, Jason Kendall at the Capitol Grill on the Plaza.
Duke.
Private dinner and drinks for 4. The suite meet and greet with Salvador Perez. That's for 20 people in a signature suite with a private meet and greet with Salvador Perez. You can watch batting practice from the suite. Food and beverage included. 4 parking passes. Royals are coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Yankees lead 11-4. What a night. The Yankees with 5 in the 4th and 4 in the 5th lead 11-4 to the bottom of the 9th inning. Coming up after the game, Boulevard Royals Live. We'll get a broadcast auction update. Still a chance for you to get those bids in as the Royals bat in the bottom of the 9th, and talk about how the Yankees got to Jason Vargas, who gave up 6 runs, 7 hits in 4 innings. Just the second time in his 8 starts this year that he allowed 1 run or more than 1 run in a start. And now the Royals will get their first look at right-hander Giovanni Gallegos.
Gallegos, he's a young man. Fastball right over the top. 94. Low to mid 90s.
0-2 on Soler. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts tonight. And a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. Cake with Lorenzo Cain is up over $5,000. $8,000 pregame bat boy for a day. I just got a great visual by way of text from a member of the Royals organization. If you're on the fence as to whether you want to challenge that bid of $8,000 pregame bat boy for a day, imagine yourself in the outfield here at Kauffman Stadium with a Royals uniform on, with the name on the back of your uniform, staring into home plate, and Eric Hosmer is taking batting practice and he hits one out your way.
Yeah.
Or Mike Moustakas or Lorenzo Cain.
With that new glove you have, you
with
mean?
the new glove and your new spikes.
Oh.
One and one on Moss. By the way, one of the dates for the $49 ticket packages has been sold out tonight. So a lot of fans taking advantage of the packages that are available for Sunday, July 23rd against the White Sox. That's also Marvel Superhero Day, Family Fun Day. Those are sold out. So thank you for jumping on board and buying those ticket packages to benefit Royals charities tonight.
Great.
Foul off the right field line.
Moss would love to have a little multi-hit action here for the game. Trying to find a hole. All right, look at them. They're all rounded up pretty good, though. Pretty well.
One and two on Moss. Heads up, Toby. George Brett dinner, 12,000. Salvi meet and greet, 13,000.
Okay, those went up. I
right.
like it. Yeah, it's getting close. This is when the bidding really starts. Nobody out. You got 3 outs. Maybe we can hit around a little bit here. How about a little frenzy hitting?
Royals Charities helps out 135 different organizations.
And those different organizations are depending on this.
That's
night.
right. That's right. Depending on donations, depending on support like organizations like Royals Charities. Royals Charities, by the way, has donated more than $12.5 million since 2001. Moss strikes out. 115 fields have been upgraded since 2001 through the Royals Charities Royalty Fields matching grant program, which has reached 7 states: Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Arkansas, Oklahoma. In 2016, Royals Charities had a record-breaking funding year of $2 million in grants just here in the Kansas City area. Some areas of emphasis of Royals Charities are childhood cancer awareness, inclusive activities for children, education for underserved children, support for military families. Talked about the new playground for Foster Adopt Connect.
How important is that?
$50,000 grant to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Kansas City for a Royals renovation of the Longfellow House basement.
That's for families that are coming to see kids.
All right, we got another $100 for a pregame Bat Boy for a day.
All right.
Danny Duffy bobblehead experience got another $1,000. Lorenzo Cain's package, $7,600. So to speak. 1-2 on Merrifield, who was homered tonight. Long home run to left center field. Two balls, 2 strikes. Giovanni Gallegos.
Pick out that fastball. It's straight. It's 95, but that's exactly what they like. The hitter, big league hitter, loves it. Right down the middle. A little bit up. Good rip, though. Right on it.
That will reach the seats. Still 2-2. $7,600 cake with Lorenzo Cain. Duffy bobblehead experience up to $5,500. Keep them coming.
816-504-4040. Hey, now cake with Cain.
$7,800.
Come on, folks.
Hicks waits in center field, 2 down in the 9th inning.
How about one of those or a graduation present? Some people are scrambling out there saying, wow, you know what? We haven't gotten our kid anything for graduation. Why don't we just turn it into a charity? So we're giving it to the Royals event, and let's give it for our son or our daughter. They're going to love it. It's worth it.
$8,000 now for cake with Cain.
Okay. They're going to love that experience. Imagine that. Wrap it up and those are very unique presents.
Alex, line drive, base hit to right field. The crowd has thinned out quite a bit, as you'd imagine. Still a school night. It's 10:30 on Wednesday, but there was a little extra ovation with the fans recognizing that even though Alex got a couple of infield hits last night, that he needed a hard hit ball to the outfield.
Yeah, he did.
Escobar is 0 for 3. He does have an RBI. Bids keep coming in. Ojai KC is going to have dinner with George Brett as it stands right now. He is up the LA road trip by $1,000.
Thank you.
And in there on the Danny Duffy bobblehead experience.
And thank you.
Yes.
Love it. Ojai KC, thank you for your donations. Sally just went up $1,000. It's 1 out left.
Last chance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Buddy Carlisle, former big league pitcher.
He knows how important Royals charities
LA
are.
road trip, $18,000.
Oh, we got to get it to 20.
Oh, get the double down the line. Go Esky. Throw it away.
Save. All right, bidding still open. That away, Esky, you earned that infield hit. Now Moose is up with them loaded.
Do you think before the night's over we can get the road trip, the LA road trip, to $20,000 and the pregame bat boy for a day to $10,000?
If Moose hits a grand slam, I'll put the $2,000 in. Right here
for the LA road trip.
That's right.
All right.
I'll help Ojai KC for a grand slam. We're 1 for 12 with them loaded this year. Uncle, we're due. No slams. Moose goes deep. I'll write the check. Oh well, we'll take it.
More time to bid.
There you go. Hey, that's a hit with them loaded.
Let's go back out to Toby.
All right, guys, we're creeping a little bit closer to that 20,000 you were talking about. The LA road trip now, thanks to Cordova, the bidder, is at 19,000. And then Salvi took a $500 lead over George Brett at 14,000 to 13,500. Now we're 700 away at 19,300.
We need $1,800 for the bat boy for a day.
Could we get a pitching change and see if we can get it about 20,500? We're close. We've got 700 to go, and we're going to get up to 20,000.
Oh, I don't think Girardi has his cell phone, or I'd text him and tell him to get a pitcher out there, new pitcher.
Pre-game.
All right, how about we'll go in on this together, Hud. Let's give the fans a chance to round those numbers off.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at,
20,000 for LA, Toby.
Yep.
And 10,000 for pregame bat boy for a day.
That's correct. So if you guys went in and threw in $350 a piece, you could get it there right now. I'm just spending their money.
I want to get the fans a chance.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Ryan. I'm going to give the fans a chance to help Royals charities.
Okay.
No, this is great. It's fun to see this happen late in the ballgame.
What's our commission tonight on this? I forget.
Yeah, that's right. We're 500 away now. Big thanks again. We're at 19,500.
All right.
For the LA road trip. We're going to make it, folks.
Come on, Chesler.
All right. So how about a grand slam? What's that worth, Rhino?
Oh, and 2.
Okay.
You and I just round off the 2?
Exactly.
All right.
We round him off if he goes deep.
Okay.
Salami. Oh, and 2. How about if he hangs a break?
2-run game, by the way, if he hits a grand slam.
Exactly. Hang it. Nope.
That wasn't the one.
No, 0 and 2. You try to waste it, get him to swing at it.
Toby, what's the record for one item? I don't remember.
Say that again, Ryan.
Do you remember the record for one item?
What was the record for one item? Did we get close to 30,000? The George Brett dinner got into the 20,000s one year when we were kind of in the afterglow of the World Series, and I think we got around 25,000 for a record. Look at this.
That away, Chesler.
Hey now, keep the line moving.
The Royals with the score 11-7. They are a base runner away from the tying run coming to the plate.
Just pecking away. That's the breaker. It wasn't a hanger, but that's what you do with 2 strikes. You shorten up your swing and place it. Excellent at bat.
Hey guys, this little rally here in the bottom of the 9th has got us past that 20,000 mark on the LA road trip.
Where's the board? Can we see the board?
Yeah, we're at 21,000 now.
Look at that.
Look at that. And then we're still about 500 away from getting 10,000 for the cake with Kane.
Look at that. Kansas Cityans stepping up once again.
I love it.
Pretty neat. George Brett, by the way, surpassed Salvi on the meet and greet. He's now at 15,000 and Salvi at 14,000.
Okay,
beautiful.
Perfect timing, Joe. Thank you, Mr. Girardi.
And he has to use his closer.
Come on. Oh, hi, KC. Yeah. Don't be left out.
George Brett, 14,000 for Salvi. Cake with Kane up to 10,700. The LA road trip, $21,000. Danny Duffy bobblehead experience, $6,000. Wow.
Yeah. And think about it. This rally, what we're doing here for Royals charity, is catching on to the ball club. They got to bring their closer in. Matanzas. 95 to 100. That's what he throws. A couple of different breaking balls too. He's got a big old hammer, and he slows. Got a little slow one too. Fast one, a little tighter.
If Hosmer gets on, the tying run will come to the plate. .98. No balls, 2 strikes. There are a lot of hitters in the big leagues who have numbers like this against Dellin Betances.
I bet he stays with the fastball.
.99 miles an hour.
So you don't have Orioles Chapman. He's injured. He's a left-handed closer. People might know him. He's pretty good. Throws 100.
On the disabled list just a couple of days ago with a sore left shoulder. So
Betances is not a bad option.
Back to the mound. close, but out. The Royals make it interesting, but the Yankees hang on, and they have won the series by scoring 18 runs in the first 2 games of the series. And now the Royals tomorrow will show up at Kauffman Stadium, putting an end to the homestand and trying to avoid being swept. Final score 11-7 New York. We'll be right back.